following podcast contains Wolverine, some other guys, and liberal use of the Senators to water spell. Viewer discretion is advised. Do you know what happens to a toad when it gets struck by lightning?
Huh?
Becomes Catwoman.
Four guys and a movie. Four guys and a movie. Donnie, Brian, Rob, and Joe reviewing movies for the show. Four guys and a movie.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the 4 a.m. podcast, the movie podcast about movie snacks and all things nerdy. I'm your host, Marion Barry's Catwoman, and I am joined by these other new warriors.
The lamest showman.
There you go. Yeah.
Brickpool.
Okay.
Captain Jean-Luc Picard of the USS
Nice. All right.
Gandalf the done with this.
Guys, we watched X-Men.
In case you didn't catch what was going on there.
Which,
we
how
were
could you?
being other characters played by people in this movie.
Yes.
Except for someone who, as usual, didn't get it.
Who
not
has
really
seen
my
this
game.
film before?
I think I saw it with you guys.
Yeah, probably.
I saw it.
Oh, definitely. Probably.
I don't remember who was there.
You don't remember anything,
I have
do
the memory
you?
of a goldfish.
You
Yeah,
sure
we've
do.
gone over
A
this.
mentally retarded child goldfish. Cracker.
Not even a standard
To be
goldfish.
fair, he
not
had
even.
several years of Oklahoma to black out. And
It was
it
not
went,
several.
well,
it was
a
one.
few. All right.
Felt like so.
Yeah. Felt like
You weren't there.
It was
Shut
like
up.
being in the Phantom Zone. No, this was the not the first time I ever drove, but the first time I ever drove the dorks to the movie theater
Okay.
was to
Oh.
X-Men.
Made for Tony.
Yeah.
Oh, right, when we were jumping curbs and all kinds of hijinks.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
totally what
Hey,
happened.
you know, at least we didn't get rear-ended.
You jumped curbs in your car and you
Unfortunately.
complain about my driving?
We did not jump curves.
It was a
Let's-
minivan.
let-
Oh.
There was at least
Not,
one.
no, there wasn't. Let's not even get into.
Hey, guys.
It's not the time
X-Men.
or place.
X-Men. Hey, Tony,
Oh yes.
tell us about some X-Men.
So yeah, X-Men from the year 2000, unfortunately directed by Bryan Singer, who has done a lot of good stuff.
Hates Cyclops.
Yeah, kind of seems to hate Cyclops, but he did bring us The Usual Suspects, X2, X-Men Days of Future Past, and Superman Returns. So a little about this movie. Apparently, he hated everyone on the cast and tortured them with a lot of things like the makeup and whatnot. Particularly, unsurprisingly, Rebecca Romaine Stamos, who had to be in some blackout tent or trailer or whatever, completely on her own to keep what she looked like a surprise and wear all the weird kind of prosthetics. And a bunch of people had to wear contact lenses that were very uncomfortable. Except for Halle Berry, who wore them once and then said, fuck no, I'm not doing that anymore. Thankfully, one good thing I can give Bryan Singer is around the time of doing this, Sir Ian McKellen was also offered Lord of the Rings and was like, hey, can we work out something so I could do both? And he was like, yeah, that's fine. I'm cool with that, which...
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm glad that worked out.
I do like his Gay Pride March T-shirt where he's like, "I'm Gandalf and Magneto. Deal with it."
Hugh Jackman went through some body changes for this movie because he wasn't quite buff as he. I don't know if he wanted or whatever. But he had no idea what this character was about. And
Yep.
thought it was, he watched a bunch of wolf documentaries, thinking that his Wolverine was somehow wolf related.
Fucking Australians.
Well, my favorite bit about that is towards the end of the movie, when doing one of the high stunt things, he got his testicles caught in some kind of harness.
That explains a lot, actually. And then a dingo ate his baby. Or he ate somebody else's baby because he was Dingo Man.
I will say,
Dingarine.
slight spoiler, I suppose, but believe it or not, Fox was worried about this movie and how it might do, so they kind of cut down what might be considered the standard budget for such type things. But having said that, what do you think the budget was?
So they were worried about this movie not doing well. So they're like, let's take money out of it.
Yep.
Let's make it look worse.
Yes, movies. That's how
Yeah.
it works.
I still think it was probably an $80 million budget.
Oh, that's a pretty good guess. I don't think it's more than 80 million. So I'm going to go with $1.
70 million.
We are a podcast of extremes.
Podcast of morons.
No, extreme morons.
This was 2000.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Give me 85.
I'm giving it to Brick. It was $75 million.
Oh, it's so close.
Want to guess how much it made?
Like $300 million.
100. No, 200. See what I did there?
Man, I really want to say. Wait, what did you say? 300 million?
Yeah.
Damn.
Did you make up a new X-Men named Man?
I did, yes. He has the. I'll come up with a stupid power in a minute.
The power of indecision.
Yeah.
Yes.
But he makes everybody else unable to decide too.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. He
Yeah.
frustrates everyone else into making decisions that cause them harm.
Mhm.
Because they're so,
Such as trying to get you to say a number.
right.
Yeah.
350 million.
200.
I don't even remember who said what now.
300,
Did you-
350,
200.
280.
I was 296.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, give or take.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
then, what Brick won that?
Oh, no, John was
Oh.
at 280. He was like
Oh.
right on the money, as they say.
Sorry.
The money. as they say.
Man, took over my brain.
Joe,
Yeah.
how many new warriors are in this film? And what are their names?
None.
All right, well-
X-Men.
You got
Oh, yeah.
you got yourself classing up the joint. You do have some excellent casting with Ian McKellen as Magneto and
fucking Nito.
Patrick Stewart as
Cerebro.
Cerebro. Yeah, as Professor X.
The two bros.
The two bros, yeah. You got yourself a Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, a Halle Berry as, Hale Berry as Brick said.
That's what I was trying to remember for the intro, and I couldn't, so I said Marion Berry.
So, Hale, yeah,
It's Halle Berry.
Halle Berry as Storm. You got like everyone's in this thing. I don't know how much more you want to go. You got fucking, is it James Marsters or
It's John
Yeah.
Marsden.
James Marsden?
Yes.
Marsters is Spike, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Marsden as Cyclops. You got Anne Paquin. I think this was her debut, right? As Rogue.
Nah, she was in.
Okay.
She was in the.
I think this is where I
piano
first
and
heard
stuff,
of her.
Yeah.
Famke Johansson. I had a Famke Johansson crush
Jansen,
as
Jansen.
as
We're mixing Scarlett
Jean Grey.
Johansson.
Yeah. Well, what?
I
you
don't know
There
what's
was a
jokes
bunch
anymore.
of gobbledygook named people. in this
Sexy redhead.
sexy redhead.
You had Ray Park just Darth Mauling it up his
Ray
toe.
Parker Jr. as
Yes.
Darth Maul.
Some guy as Sabretooth. I don't know. I didn't recognize him. But then Rebecca Romaine as
Salad.
Romaine Salad as
Stamos.
Yep.
fucking. Well, was she at this point, or was she just Rebecca Romaine? I forgot.
I think
I believe this was around the Stamos-ing.
The Stamos thing. Okay.
She had Ben Stamos.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
All right.
no.
Rebecca Romaine Stamos
Yeah.
as Mystique.
Because I don't remember when she became Stamos or when she lost
I think
Stamos.
it
But
said Stamos in the credits. but
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
figured it
got
was
one.
around here.
Okay.
Huh?
Also, on
Yeah.
my list too, a couple minutes ago. Who are you gonna call?
Darth
The
Maul.
same person you call for everything else.
Yeah, there you go.
Sorry.
So do we want to talk about this movie?
No.
Do we have any
No.
fat chat stuff?
We do. Look at these jumbo ass Reese's cups.
Those
Joe.
are big.
Look at these jumbo ass Reese's cups.
I almost bought a Reese's peanut butter cup, which I never do. But today, because I saw one that had Reese's Puffs in it,
Oh.
and I'm like,
Did
this
we
can't
try
this can't be good. But
Thought
I'm
we tried one with
intrigued.
Chips, right?
Yes, we tried
Yeah.
chips.
Yes.
I might get that one for next time.
These are some jumbo Reese's. We might as well start with these. I have like chips. So I have honey butter Lays. I have masala Lays. I got cinnamon toast crunch waffle cereal,
There's a lot going
and
on
I got the
here.
jumbo cups.
Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like those are pretty quick. I would hope.
Okay.
So we'll do the. You want to do? What do you want to do first, guys?
Well, the cups are on the table.
Cups
Yeah.
are on the table. I like that. I like that. Good way to deal with my mutant powers.
Yeah. Just
You do a
thinking,
much better job than my wife.
try to keep your indecision gas
She
to
just hits
yourself.
me. She just hits me. All right.
Well,
There's no paper on these.
oh, that's interesting.
The paper can't hold them.
It comes in like a cardboard tray, but yeah, it's. I guess they couldn't design a paper wrapper.
They are girthy. I'll say that.
Yeah, I have a feeling the ratio on these is fucked.
Use-
Like looking at it now, I'm like, this is too much peanut butter to chocolate.
What
Probably.
are you talking about? You
But we'll see.
clown.
We'll see.
You
Maybe I'm wrong.
absolute clown. Too
It could
much
be.
peanut butter, this guy says.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. We've talked about the chocolate peanut butter ratio. I do like it has a
This one's all for me, I guess.
it's got a grid on the
You
bottom. That's different.
Yeah.
Little diamond pattern.
It's like
Reminds
we
me
had
of,
to make this on an industrial strength.
Yeah.
Sure.
chocolate.
Reminds me of Kit Kat.
Oh, look.
It's for airflow. It helps keep it
Yeah.
from sticking to the tray.
That's
Looking
right.
at it now, there is a lot of chocolate in here too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty.
But it's
thick.
not uniform.
No,
I'm giving
no,
myself the same amount as you guys. We don't
It's
play
definitely-
favorites here.
Oh,
it's
shit.
definitely beveled towards the edges. Like
No, I think it's about the same ratio.
All right, I got mine.
Standard
Ready,
cup.
gentlemen?
John's already ate it.
Yeah, brick dove in there pretty quick too. But
No, that's good though.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's just like it's everything I like about a Reese's cup, but like more of it.
yeah, seems like they finally figured out the one thing they can do to a Reese's cup, and it's just make it
Just
slightly
some big
bigger.
in it.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
All right. Yeah. So I mean,
I feel just a little bit by the edge feels different than a Reese's cup. Like there's a lot of chocolate at the end.
Yeah.
But like other than that, I'm like that's just a normal Reese's cup.
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
bigger.
But the thing is, like, I just ate a quarter of that, and it felt like eating an entire Reese's
Yeah.
cup.
Yes.
Yep.
So, you know, eating a whole one of those is like just a whole
Enough to kill
package.
me.
Yeah, I feel like if I just grabbed a whole cup and just tore a bite out of it, I'd be disappointed in myself and the product. But eating like the quadrant was quite good.
Yeah. So, I mean, maybe an unnecessary upgrade, but not a bad one.
Yeah, not bad.
So yeah,
I'm
yeah,
down for that.
I'm
Yeah.
happy.
Give that an A.
That's an A,
Smiley
yeah.
Face sticker, yeah. Chips, cereal. What are we thinking, boys?
Curious.
We got the bowls, so
Curious about.
Cereal.
All right,
Just because it's bowl
Oh,
oriented.
there's all kinds of derpy faces on
Yeah,
the
we
back
got
of
a
this
bunch
box.
dumb faces.
well, show them the face on the front.
I mean, there's it's
Yeah.
faces on the back.
Wow.
It's like getting ready to heave.
So
This guy is having a cinnamon toast orgasm right by the waffle.
this is
He's high on his
cinnamon-
supply.
Cinnamon toast crunch waffle cereal.
Yeah, he's definitely displaying his O face.
So I mean, they look like
No, that's my whole face right there.
Ugh.
I mean, it looks. Here, I'll just pass the box around.
Sure.
Just help yourself. So they look like almost like Chex cereal in appearance, like a very
They're
kind of
Chex like.
Whoa, that is way more than I
Chex
wanted.
esque, but with cinnamon toast crunch dust all over them. So I mean, if they have anything. All right,
Want any more?
I don't know about the other people at this table, but I'm
Not yet.
a sucker for maple.
Maple's good.
You put maple on something, and I'm there.
I'm
I'm there.
I'm with you.
I'm basically.
Yeah, well, that's gonna be your face right there.
Well, we'll
I
see.
mean, that's my face most of the time, to be fair.
Not
Again,
much of a
pointing
smell.
at the O
This
face.
kind of stupid wonderment.
Yeah, you're right. I don't really smell anything.
Oh, no, these are good.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
smell a little
yeah.
mapley, a little cinnamon.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
That's
some
got-
maple in here. Yeah, definitely, I would say better than regular Cinnamon Toast Crunch for me.
It's got more substance.
I think so.
Yeah.
It's definitely the syrup is a very welcome addition.
I prefer
Yeah.
syrup. Yeah. That's well known about me.
Yeah, I haven't
We're
had
doing
cinnamon
good
toast
here.
crunch
Oh,
in
God.
so long that I can't like properly even compare the two in my head. But
Like, I want to stop because I want to try the other things. But
Yeah. Cinnamon Toast Crunch, like the cinnamon bites you a little harder, but and you know how there's like the sludge at the bottom of the bowl?
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
I feel like this isn't going to have as much of that.
maybe not as much, but I feel like you'll
But
still have
it-
some of that.
Yeah, and it's still going to be it's going to be great.
Sludge.
I think both of them. I really like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but I think this probably will be better.
Cinnamon
Yeah.
Toast Crunch is definitely an S tier cereal.
Yeah.
And so this is also an S tier cereal. Like
Yep.
S plus.
Agree.
Yeah, I mean this is a solid A.
yeah, I'm liking it.
Solid A. So
I'm
this-
eating the whole damn bowl.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat the whole bowl. I'm gonna wrap this up for now, just because we have so many other, well, 2 other things to get through.
What do you think, John? You're kind of silent there.
Yeah,
Sounds
I'm
good.
I'm undecided if I prefer it over the original, but it's good.
You're content, just silently chomping away in contentment.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. We have some Lay's chips here. I'm gonna start with honey butter because I feel like the other one might overpower it in flavor.
Yeah, the other one's a little more risky.
Yeah. So we have honey butter Lay's. They also had tzatziki, which they did not have at the store, so that might have to be next time.
Tzatziki sounds good.
It does sound good.
I do like a good tzatziki sauce.
So these are the new Lay's flavors. They look just like normal chips, nothing out of the ordinary. I'm just gonna get 2 and pass the bag.
This is part of the Flavor Drop Global
Flavor
Edition.
Drop. We're expanding our horizons. I don't know what is global about honey butter. Is that like a? I mean, that seems like a normal.
This looks like a regular Lay's potato chip.
It does. It do. If anything, maybe a little paler than normal, but
That's more than
I don't smell anything.
It doesn't smell good.
My guess would be that honey butter is not a typical flavor around these parts, but probably is somewhere.
I mean, honey butter sounds like. I mean, I don't know.
This should be good.
It sounds
Although I
like-
don't know, the savory salty mix might be
Yo.
off, but we'll see.
This smells like my hat. It
Uh-oh.
smells terrible.
Oh, no.
That's not good.
I don't smell.
I'm guessing by the pattern on the bag that it is some sort of like Indian or maybe South Asian.
Korea, I think it says on the
Okay,
back
well,
there.
we go. Yeah.
All right, let's have it.
Oh,
It definitely
pretty good.
tastes a lot more potato, because I think the butter is making it taste
I
like
do-
a baked
yeah,
potato to
I
me.
de-
Yeah.
I definitely taste butter. I don't
Yeah.
really taste honey.
this is a baked potato. Mm-hmm. It's,
Yeah, I think-
it's pretty good though.
The honey is adding a little bit of sweetness, but that's about it. But
It's not bad. They definitely they toned the salt down quite a bit.
They did, but it's like it doesn't need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could wreck that bag.
oh yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. They're fine.
Yeah. I'd give it like a B.
Yeah, it's a fine. I don't think I'd want it over regular chips,
Yeah.
but not bad.
I would take this over regular Lay's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Apparently that was the taste of Korea.
Taste of Korea. Now, this
fine.
one's a little more different.
North Korea or South Korea?
Well, you know, just Korea. We don't play favorites.
Like
on the Korea
like
podcast.
North Korea defected to South Korea. Like, you know, the best of both worlds.
Now this one is masala, flavors of India.
This could be amazing or
Or
horrible.
awful, yeah.
I feel like this is gonna be there's gonna be no middle ground.
That's an itch right on the end of my nose. It's awesome.
That's your new power.
Yay! That's better than my old power, which is just an itch right on the tip of my dick.
That's why you were always just rubbing your crotch on everything.
No. That was more,
Unrelated.
that was more the cause of the issue.
That's your tragic backstory
It's a
for your
real
power.
chicken egg situation.
Here we go.
All right.
These have a
It
strong
does
smell.
Yeah,
like
but I
Indian
love
food.
Indian food.
Mm-hmm.
So
Ooh.
That is what I thought it would be.
Oh God.
now, I have to say, the first touch on my tongue had like a kind of a rotten egg.
Yes.
Sort of. Yeah.
Yes. This tastes
Yeah.
like if
Sulfury.
I accidentally breathe in too much smoke from a firework.
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't know how I feel. Oh, it's yeah.
There's something to me. It's something with the ratio. Like this is the flavor is hitting me too hard.
Yeah. It's
It's
like
not hitting me enough.
it has
Yeah,
it has
but it's-
taken over
that-
my tongue
That
entirely.
was the first thing I got was fucking sulfur.
Yeah.
Like,
The sulfur is too much.
It does. It's like when, in high school when somebody would throw like a stink bomb in the hallway or the stairwell. Like that first whiff you get
It's like someone threw a stink bomb in
Yeah.
the bag of chips.
in the back of my mouth.
With each chip, it's like you were saying, you get hit with that like rough taste in the beginning. Then I'm getting a little bit of masala, and then like there's a weird aftertaste that I'm not sure how to describe
I
yet.
was really hoping for like more of a curry, tomatoey,
Yeah.
like
yeah.
more
Yeah.
smooth sort of.
I will say the more of these I'm eating, like I'm liking it better.
It's not bad.
But
But it is just like, oh, we got some chips. Let's dump some garam masala
Yeah.
on here and call it a day.
I just gave the rest of mine to the human garbage disposal. No me gusta.
yeah, I'm like a C on these. I mean, like
Yeah.
I could do this, but it's not. I'm not excited about it.
That's
Yeah.
It's a straight up fail for me. You couldn't pay me to eat those.
I could do it, but I couldn't do it 9 times.
I still like these better than cucumber flavored.
Okay.
So far, that's the only
That's
potato
fair.
chip that I've had where I'm like, no,
So you
And
might
that's
not
hard.
like the tzatziki ones then.
possibly.
Maybe.
I'm not really a fan of tzatziki styles
I'm not-
either.
I'm not mad at these, but it's just too strong a flavor
Yeah.
Yeah,
to like
Well, you-
enjoy more than 1 or 2.
and I'm definitely you made the right call doing that last.
Yeah.
And but I'm kind of with you in the like if I had these, if I brought these home, I'd finish off the bag, but I wouldn't buy them again.
Yeah,
I feel like there should be other flavors in here besides the sulfur flavor. I think that the dial for that is just turned up too much. If the other flavors were more represented, I think it would be better.
So you've actually soured on these since the first bite? A little?
No, that's just my general.
Yeah, I think that's
Take on
kind of where
these.
he's been since.
Yeah.
I think I'm going down to C minus. The more
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it,
Yeah.
I would definitely not buy those.
Yeah, agreed.
It's a little much for me. Which is a bummer. I was
And,
really
like-
hoping they'd be like
Yeah.
curry flavored chips.
If it was like I wanted chips and that was the only chip at the store, I'd just be like, I'm not getting chips.
Yeah, no chips today.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't. I'll get some of these waffle cinnamon toast crunch.
Yeah, those are good.
Oh, and I'll.
I feel like the guy at the convenience store just farted in my mouth.
Wow. You can't get that kind of racism anywhere else.
No, that's authentic John
Well, that's not
Stanley
true.
work there.
I'm going to
Yeah.
4chan, I guess.
I can get it from the other end of the table too.
What, Brick?
Well, you've, yeah, from Brick.
That's definitely what,
What?
I meant.
Yep,
What did I do?
that was on
So-
Brad.
X-Men, brought to you by Daniel Kibblesmith.
So, did you?
I did it just so I can do that.
Yeah. Sorry, Tony almost spilt his drink.
He did flailing Kermit the Frog arms.
Yeah, because any of you wondering what that last joke was, no one really knows.
Oh, there's
Don't
no
worry about it.
explanation. No, that's
Google it.
there's-
With your internet gas.
yeah. With your internet gas.
Internet gas power.
God damn it.
And Google it.
Don't worry, there's a safe space.
That's right.
The internet gas was experimental. That shit hasn't been released yet.
I
That's-
didn't know what the hell that was. I just got so scared I thought there was a roach.
A what?
What did
I saw a shape move past me very quickly.
I was laughing so hard that I failed getting the cinnamon toast
Oh,
crunch into my
okay.
mouth, and it rolled past his arm onto the
Oh,
floor.
it's right there. Do you want it?
But no, I don't want
thought
it.
like
It's
Oogie
for-
Boogie style one of John's bugs escaped?
Yes.
Just want to thank our audience for sticking with us. The most timely of podcasts covering X-Men just, 2 months after Deadpool and Wolverine, and making jokes about a comic that didn't happen like 20 years ago.
20 years ago. You mean like?
I'm
a year
exaggerating,
ago?
but no, that
Oh wait,
was...
so they didn't make that comic, that
No.
New Mutants?
Not yet.
That's
But that is
I'm happy. Because I'm glad somebody saw that and was like, nope,
Nope.
that's a bad idea. Experimental internet
Well, I
gas.
think they're just gonna beeline it to a Disney Plus show. Probably.
That's fine. It'll fit right in there.
Oh, it definitely will.
Yeah.
Well, no, that happened with the worldwide community of, like, someone posted whatever this thing was talking about
Yeah.
it, and the whole world just said no.
And by someone you mean Marvel.
Well, yeah, Marvel, whatever, yeah.
All right, so X-Men.
So
Right, that's a thing we're talking about.
before, we went on this big tangent. I was about to ask, did you guys like how they incorporated a bit of the X-Men theme into the background music?
I did notice that.
A little bit. Was it
mean-
not enough?
The problem was it was just enough to make me notice that, like, why are you teasing my balls like this?
Yeah, it should have been not there at all, or like more.
Or just,
Well,
just
no,
lean into
it's,
it.
well, they're trying to show you, like, yeah, this is X-Men, but, like, this
But
is
we
new.
don't wear yellow spandex.
Exactly.
That's gay. Who would want that?
I could have used say a shot of one of them running on a
Internet
treadmill
gas there.
listening to their workout music and it being the X-Men theme or something like that. You know, that
Yeah.
would have been cool.
Or for like
Right.
a montage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Montage I'll give you. I don't know, I'm still a little out on those kind of things where, like, Spider-Man has the Spider-Man theme song, ringtone. I'm
Well,
not
but
sure
in
I
the
like
first Spider-Man, the first Tobey Maguire, I liked the woman singing the theme on
Well,
the acoustic guitar.
Yeah. But I like it better in the new Spider-Man where it's just the fucking Spider-Man. Like, they just do an awesome version of it, and it's just great.
That's true. Yeah, at the end of the first Tom whatever.
And I think from
Oh,
that
on
point on,
Tom.
like, just
Yeah.
that was the theme song.
I think it was like a Ramones version or pseudo Ramones.
Like,
But either way, so we start on your standard late 90s, early 2000 superhero movie opening of DNA,
Garbage
nerves,
CGI.
yeah.
CGI, you're flying through it.
But at this point, that was the stuff,
Yeah, it was
I
so
think
good. They were
because this was
yes,
probably
Spider-Man,
only the
yes.
second time they did it, maybe second or
When
third.
was the first?
Wouldn't Spider-Man was?
Spider-Man was
Came
after.
out after this.
Oh, then never mind. This
was
might
the
be
first,
first.
yeah.
Okay, so
This was like.
It was
the
definitely
thing.
an earlier version.
this might have been a good idea at the time.
And to be fair, weirdly, like, you joke about it going through DNA or whatever, but, like, that usually is kind of what it's meant to be or what it resembles. But here it does make sense
Yeah,
to
it's-
have it be
it's
DNA.
supposed to be mutant.
Talking
As
about
opposed to,
mutation
like,
and-
Yeah.
you
Yeah, I
know,
understand.
U.S. Marshals or some shit where it's just like, why?
It's also very brief. Like
Oh, yeah.
I thought it would be a couple minutes. It's like 30 seconds.
Yeah, and that's the thing, because the Spider-Man one is like
Yep.
20 minutes. Of
Yeah.
just you flying through, listening to Danny Elfman and watching this shit. And you're just like, are we gonna Spider-Man at some point?
This one even gets afraid and it's just like, oh, never mind, rewind, get out.
Yeah,
Yep.
You're gone.
Reverse.
It shoots us out directly into the mud
Right.
of a concentration
Yep.
camp.
We're right in Poland in 1944. And we got this family being led into a concentration camp, and they're taking the kid away from the parents, and mom freaks out. She wants her son. Son freaks out. He wants his mom. He starts reaching for the gate, and the guards are trying to pull him away, and he's not going anywhere. He's pulling everyone. He's pulling a whole crowd of people towards the gate. The gate's bending. This guy's a magnet.
And you know who I feel really bad for in this scene?
Who's
Oh,
that?
no.
I'm just kidding.
Okay. So
But I will say, I feel like if any of those guys saw this happen, they'd be like, okay, maybe I think Hitler probably wants to know about this kid, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You probably want to dissect this little fucker. And...
Well,
arguably is what happened, or possibly.
Or brainwash him into being a super
I mean,
soldier.
It was real life. This kid's going right to the gas chamber because he's not useful.
Well, but he is useful. He's got powers. Like,
No, but I mean, like, they would just, like, the kids would be taken from the parents and they die first because you're not getting anything out of them in the labor camp.
well, no,
Yeah,
but I'm
I
saying...
think what he's saying is
in
once
this
you start taking
particular
that kid
scenario,
away.
Hitler was
Yeah.
so obsessed with, like, all of, like, this, like, you know, paranormal shit,
Mhm.
you know, like...
Yeah.
I believe, but again, I believe some of that was covered in the comic, and I think I could be forgetting, getting things mixed up, but I think even X-Men First Class covers some of that because that's how
Okay, well, I've
Sebastian
never seen
Shaw
that.
comes into it.
I don't know nothing about X-Men comics. I only know Chris Claremont from
Yeah.
the Willow novels.
Oh, no.
Wow.
The Willow sequel novels.
Wow.
John told me about those once,
Oh,
and
they're
I
bad.
was like, stop talking.
Oh, they're
They-
bad.
Stop
crazy.
talking.
They are.
Like, I don't want to. Just you're ruining my happily ever after.
Yeah.
Just
well, it's
stop.
just like it's anything else that George Lucas made a good movie,
Yep.
and then he was like, I need to put more.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
it's
but I
all
also need to
gonna-
ruin everything from
Yeah.
the
Right,
movie.
exactly.
Hey, remember Willow? Remember his wife?
Mhm.
She was hot, right?
I'm not going to answer that.
They're gonna bang.
Oh.
Hey, remember the little girl that the whole movie was about to save?
Yeah.
She's just a fat bitch now.
Yeah.
They just Willow legit describes her as a pig.
And if I remember right too, doesn't Mad Mardigan and Sorsha don't
They're
they just
dead.
die?
They're dead. They're
Yeah,
just gone.
the two
They got-
characters
oh, they're
that
dead.
you're
Yeah.
very much
Off-screen
interested
death
in.
obliterated.
Willow
Yeah.
has like an adopted son.
They
in
got
it that
Alien 3'd?
Yeah,
He kills with his bare hands.
yeah, it's
I don't remember
He
that.
breaks
part.
his back like Bane. Yeah.
yeah. I think like John got as far as Mad Mardigan and Sorsha die like immediately, and I was like, stop talking! No. And
Oh,
he-
it's bad. Yeah.
yeah,
X-Men!
But yeah, those
Yeah.
books were written in conjunction with George Lucas.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. His name's on the
Anytime, and yeah, this goes for you too, Georgie. Anytime you have something that turns out to be popular and profitable, and you just go, we need to make more without thinking about what you should make or why. That's not a good idea.
All right, I see your point. I'm going to sell my properties to Disney, and they'll take care of it.
Yeah,
I hate that they're all like, they're never like they're living happily ever after, and then something slowly starts to happen. It's always like, no, everything that you liked at the end of the movie is fucked.
it's all
Off.
gone.
You didn't see it fall apart. Like, remember that, how the Empire was pretty much defeated at the end of Return of the Jedi?
Somehow.
Yeah, there's a whole new First Order. That whole, that thing that they fought for, just first 5 minutes gone.
Somehow the Emperor has returned. How?
Yeah.
Somehow. I told you. Somehow.
Darth Maul didn't die at the bottom of that
No,
shaft.
no.
If you fall down a big shaft, you're fine.
Yeah. Speaking of
Joe.
Darth, speaking of
Yeah.
Darth
no one
Maul.
ever really dies. Not really.
Yeah.
Except
Literally.
except
Like, no
Luke,
one
I
ever
guess.
dies.
Yeah.
For no reason.
I'm sorry.
Who? What?
Except Luke for no reason, I guess.
Yeah. No, he just wanted to be out of that.
Well,
He
yeah.
wanted to die.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is what we should learn from the Star Wars trilogies or universe is
Get out while you can.
Well, that too, but you only die by choice.
Yeah.
Like Yoda was just like, fuck it, I'm done.
We're done here.
Obi-Wan, I'm done.
Yep.
Luke, I'm done.
So,
Leia died in real life.
all right. So,
she wanted out bad.
Han was the only person in the entire galaxy apparently who doesn't have force powers, so he just died naturally when he got killed.
Well, he's not the only
all
one.
right. If Harrison
Finn.
Ford had not stepped in, though,
Give it time.
Yeah.
Well,
Give it time.
I mean,
yeah. If Harrison Ford had not stepped in, for a fact, when Han Solo got ran through and fell down that shaft, he was surviving.
Yeah, as the Red Hulk. Okay,
Yeah.
so
So now we cut from
No,
Poland.
I think that was he made them put that in his contract.
Yo, yeah,
He
yeah.
was gonna get killed.
He's
and
like-
not come
Han
back.
Solo's
Yeah.
going to be back in the next movie, played by Robert Downey Jr.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past them, but
All right.
X-Men.
So we cut from Poland in 1944 to Mississippi in the near future.
Yeah.
Which one's worse? I'll leave up to you.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. We'll leave it up to you guys which one's worse.
All right.
Shout out to all our Mississippi listeners, I guess.
I'm sorry. So, we
I
meet.
love Rob is now suddenly concerned about insulting people.
Yeah.
Well, sure, I'm taking the more high ground here.
We meet Rogue.
How can you
She's
do that
got-
from so far down?
She's got
Shout
plans
really
for, going on this like cross country trip, and this other boy in the room, he's got plans for how he's going to bang her, and he goes to give her the kiss.
He's like,
It's,
I need to enact my plans where she enacts hers.
yeah, it's an important childhood moment here of your first kiss, and she sucks his soul out,
Hey,
and
you know,
yeah,
I've been there, man.
he he goes into like convulsions. He's having a seizure. I actually I like this scene. Her parents run in.
Yeah,
She's
you would.
I mean, to be fair, Rob, when we were that age, you would just go into convulsions
Yeah.
and seizures.
Yeah,
like,
that's true. Yeah.
In
No,
general.
but-
This is
you
mostly-
drank too much
this is-
Sprite.
Yeah, this is Sprite and Reese's Pieces.
yeah. If I recall, weren't these into years too where Rob would be bleeding for no reason
Yeah,
too?
yeah.
Bleeding for no
Well,
Not no
I think it was more he didn't clot, not he just
Well, that was it. 'Cause
randomly bled.
after I started hanging out with Rob, after I met through John, there were lots of stories of and then Rob started bleeding everywhere.
Well, yeah.
He's a
But I had
delicate
never
boy.
witnessed any
Yeah,
of them.
delicate boy, delicate flower.
Oh,
But I was saying, how many Mormon functions and church groups do you think just show this scene
Yeah.
as to why you shouldn't have sex before you're married?
no, but I like the acting in this scene. I like she's freaking out. She didn't know what the hell happened. She doesn't want anyone to touch her. The dad's like, call an ambulance. It's an effective
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on here, and it's bad because
It's a shit show.
yeah. Now we cut to a Senate hearing where we got Senator Kelly, and he's got some fear mongering. He's friggin' dropping some shit on Jean Grey, who's like, so mutants, they got powers, and he's like, oh, they're weapons. They could do all this crap. This woman could walk through walls. She could walk into a bank vault.
Like,
you know?
oh, these kids could just go into your house, and I'm just like, anybody could go in your
Yeah.
house, man. Like, it's just a lock. You got glass windows, right? Like,
Yep.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm surprised she didn't immediately just turn this around and make it about gun control, and how dangerous that is. But
Well, they did later.
yeah, but then she could have easily just thrown that back in his face because I don't want to get too political, but this guy's a
Kindly
Republican.
Wow.
I was just gonna say, against gun control, but
Yeah. So anyway, now what should we call at this meeting though we see Professor X, and I gotta say Patrick Stewart is Professor X. When I saw that, I'm like, yep,
Yeah,
that's
that
Professor
tracks.
X right there.
Oh, yeah.
Smooth as an
But
egg.
now
Yeah.
you're like, he's really old.
well,
But compared to Ian McClellan as Magneto,
yeah.
yeah.
I did like.
He's falling off stages.
He was, he was a fan favorite to play this
Yep.
character. So that's he immediately when they were casting, they were like, "We're getting him." So to get him more into the spirit of things,
they
sent
broke his
him
legs.
they sent him a big man who broke his kneecap. No, they sent him a bunch of comics, and one of the first things he said was, "Why am I on the cover of this comic book?"
Huh.
Yeah,
Wow.
So
Professor X, it's him.
we see there's also an Eric Lyncher there, Magneto, and he goes running out of the meeting. He's like, I've seen all I need to see. Professor X confronts him. They're like, you got to give these people a chance. He's like, I gave these people a chance, and they get their camps, and they're going to do all the bad stuff. We got to kill them. We got to deal with them. And
That's the only way to deal with bigotry is worse bigotry.
yep. And then we cut to Alberta, Canada.
Must be a Democrat.
Yeah. And whatchamacallit, Rogue is getting out of a truck, To the local fight club.
Yeah, I mean, where else are you gonna
Yeah.
go?
Well, she thought that this city would be a bigger city, and they're like, no, this is we just go here to watch people kill
You asked
people.
me to bring you to Fightopia, man.
Yeah.
What did
Couple
you
fun
expect?
things here. One, do you know who the truck driver was?
A guy.
No.
As the voice of Beast from the cartoon.
Oh.
Cool.
But yet, this is one I remember even back then because I'm a nerd. So I read the novelization of this movie before it came out.
Yeah.
And the one thing I was somewhat disappointed by, is this is a very different scene.
Yep.
In the book because it's just a truck stop.
Uh-huh.
And the whole thing is when she gets there,
She blows him in the book.
no,
To pay for the
she notices Wolverine at the counter, and like he's paying attention to mutant stuff on TV or whatever, so she clocks that. But the truck driver starts getting handsy with her, and she gets a little glimpse of what he's intending. So she's like, "Oh, I need to get away from this weirdo," and goes looking for help, as opposed to just wandering
Randomly
into a
Yeah.
dogfighting ring for no reason.
I mean,
So-
yeah, I guess, but at the same time, it's like, okay, do we want to open our movie with a concentration camp and a child predator?
Yeah, it's not the 80s anymore. Women don't just get immediately sexually assaulted
Rob,
when they walk
it
into
did say
a bar.
Bryan Singer at the
It did say Bryan Singer at the beginning. That's
Yeah.
true.
So,
And by the 80s, I
anyway,
assume you mean
yeah,
There's a
why
guy
not?
with some stupid hair and his shirt off in the
yeah.
Yeah.
And
cage.
some bald guy runs in like, I'll go fight this guy.
Yeah.
And the announcer's like, don't kick him in the balls. And he's
He'll
like,
take it personally.
It's like, yeah, I know he looks like a Canadian, but he's actually Australian. Don't attack him.
yeah, just don't touch him.
They're wily.
Yeah.
Don't touch me.
So he starts kicking the crap out of Wolverine for like a minute.
Yeah,
and
at
then
this point, Hugh Jackman is not yet a creatine nightmare.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is Hugh Jackman in his prime,
Yep.
and he's nowhere near as jacked. As,
This is
He looks like a baby.
it's like Hugh Everyman kind of.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
not so jacked.
Not
man.
so
Yeah.
Yes, this again. You want to talk about like the rise of superhero movies or whatever? This was before when it was like you could be a hero in a movie and just look like a human, and not some
Before we were
yoked out
objectifying men's
monster.
bodies.
Yeah. Well,
So
you didn't have to be fucking Frankenstein juiced up on bull testicles or whatever the hell they're doing.
Bull testicle juice.
So he goes to punch the guy, Wolverine for the finishing move.
Speaking of
and-
bull testicle juice, sorry, Joe.
Damn
You
it.
missed it when John fucking shot a rope across my whole living room.
It was a
Joe's like, how do I get out of this?
Go ahead, Joe. Go
So
ahead.
this
thick white load all over his
It
carpet.
really was.
So this guy goes to punch Wolverine,
So long.
and Wolverine punches his fist with his adamantium fist. I get mad, but everyone else is like, "That's super cool," and the Wolverine just beats this guy up.
So you got mad about what specifically?
I've made it known. I don't really like Wolverine. I don't like the adamantium skeleton. I don't like that it's indestructible. And I know, Wolverine is the coolest X-Men, but if you were to take a popular vote,
I guess.
Wolverine's everyone's favorite, except for me.
He's
So,
not my favorite.
yeah,
I'm
I don't-
I'm a Nightcrawler man myself.
Yeah.
I do like Nightcrawler,
But,
The band thing.
and again, I don't know if this would make any difference, but while I like Wolverine, not to sound hipstery, but I liked him before we got into that 90s era.
Okay.
No. Let me specify where the whole point was not like I'm so cool I can kick everyone's ass. His whole thing was just I get the shit beaten out of me, but I keep getting up.
yeah.
I enjoyed that a lot more. And then of
But
course,
not
It's like a
because of
Peter
my
Parker.
not because of my determination, just because I'm a mutant.
well, a little bit of both.
But yeah, so I like powers that have significant drawbacks. Like I like that Cyclops, as stupid as having portals to the eye blast dimension or whatever the explanation is. I like that,
What it is?
Yeah,
it's something. It's real dumb.
His eyes are a portal to a dimension of
What?
just
Yeah.
pure
Yeah,
energy.
His eyes open portals to a dimension of pure energy that was given to him by his space pirate father. What was so weird about this?
Yeah.
Isn't Mr. Sinister his father?
No.
Nope.
Oh.
Mr. Sinister did some DNA
He's his
shit
daddy.
with them, but
Oh, okay.
But anyway,
Okay.
No, his father is literally a space pirate.
Sure.
Yeah.
Listen, I couldn't possibly give a shit.
either way, though, I like that, if he doesn't have his mask, he's in a lot of trouble.
It's still,
you know.
it's not internet gas.
Yeah, it's
He's
not
in a
internet
lot
gas.
of trouble unless he has his sunglasses.
Unless he has his sunglasses,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I like, at least in this movie, the sunglasses are goggles. Like,
It's also
The
still
wraparounds,
a significant difference between the point where we're saying that Wolverine can have like a scrap of DNA and still
yeah,
regenerate.
exactly.
somehow.
So, like, Rogue can, like, steal powers, and that's awesome, but she, like, can't have human contact.
Yeah.
And then, like, Wolverine, I like healing. I think that's cool, but there's got to be, like, it burns through his metabolism or something, and he can only heal as much as he has, like, the nutrition to heal or something like that. Like, there's a limit. I hate that it's just like, he just always comes back. And his skeleton's indestructible, even though no metal's indestructible. But adamantium's magic, and 'cause it's lazy writing.
It's like, how did you get it on there if he couldn't melt it down?
Well, because he could. The one you can't let it cool. That we learned that in X2. Once you let it cool,
Yeah, but how
that's
did they
it.
heat it up in the
yeah.
first place?
No, they found it like that.
Okay.
They just kept it hot.
Transforming him?
go to sleep.
Yeah. I'll go to sleep.
So anyway, like,
No, I just.
and then the character itself, like, I don't really like the anti-heroes that are like, so here's what the team's doing, and I'm gonna go do this thing instead. Like, Raphael is my second to least favorite Ninja
God
Turtle.
Damn you, Joe.
Like,
He's part of the team. He just
You-
has
He
an
is.
attitude
You
problem.
realize he is just Turtle Wolverine,
No,
though.
he's not indestructible.
Wolverine.
but like,
He nearly died in that bathtub.
He even has 3
Yeah.
blades.
but they're
It was-
either.
he was out
Wolverine
for
nearly
all-
died on
Yeah.
top of that Statue of
could use
Liberty.
him,
No, he
but-
did
But
not.
these characters are either one of
That's who
two
he plays
types
for
where
Halloween.
they're like they go off and they get the team into trouble through rash action, like Raphael always does.
Shut up.
Or like they're the one that's right all the damn time, and even though they shouldn't be, and they go off and like save the day. And neither one of those I like. So they're, and then like Wolverine's backstory.
Joe just doesn't like superheroes.
I'm not a huge superhero fan, but so my point is like I don't really like Wolverine, and I know
Do
that
you-
these movies are Wolverine and the X-Men.
Yeah.
That is again.
Yeah.
That is kind of more what I was getting at before. Is I don't like when it became Wolverine and the X-Men. I liked it when he was a team member who just was there.
Yeah.
But do you prefer like Old Man Logan stories where like he's dying of metal poisoning and he can't even like properly use his claws and all that shit?
I don't know if I've ever seen one, but I would be interested.
Well, did
I mean, the
did you
Logan
see
was the one.
Logan?
Movie.
I did not.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah,
The fuck.
I missed it.
Okay.
I don't know. Like,
Yeah,
You would
that's-
probably like that better because
Yeah.
he is the adamantium is poisoning him to the
Mhm.
point where his healing factor can't keep up
Yep.
anymore, so he is much
Would-
more
Yeah,
vulnerable.
that one doesn't even fully get into it, but in the comics, it's even worse because like he basically can't use his claws anymore.
Yep.
Because since they won't heal properly, he's just like open to infections and
Yeah.
all kinds of shit. So it's just bad times for him.
but
Anyway.
that's the other thing with Wolverine, and this is like, everyone's like, this guy's so cool, but like, if you think about being Wolverine, it sucks so much.
See, that's why I relate to it.
Yeah.
'Cause my life sucks so much.
So, either way, I'm done with my Wolverine rant.
Yeah.
Wolverine.
So now,
I'm sure there'll be more, but that's okay.
yeah, they're at the bar. You got Wolverine there. He's watching this mutant summit news. There's going to be a UN summit at on Ellis Island, and presumably there's some mutant stuff will be discussed there.
For some reason, it's on Ellis Island and not the UN. Like,
Yeah, they're just right there in the same town.
Yeah. Let's just all travel.
Yep.
Let's all have these people travel in the open.
So the dude that Wolverine beat up before in the Fight Club, he's like, "There's no way you don't have a mark on you. I'm gonna knife you." And like Wolverine's like, "I got knives in my hand." And then this other guy's like, "I got a shotgun. Get out of my bar, you freak!" And he's like, "My claws can cut through your shotgun for no reason." But I do like when he
Like
cut
butter.
through. Yeah, when they cut through it, I like that it cut through a shell and like the gunpowder leaked out. That was a cool touch. So then he's like, "All right, I'll leave. I'll go in my little mobile home.
I love this guy.
This troll hunter van.
He
Yeah.
comes up to him, like, no way somebody took a beating without any mark or whatever and stuff like. Then, because I know who you or what you are, or
Yeah.
like, then why are you fucking?
Yeah,
with him?
why
Like,
you're gonna
whatever
poke
it
the bear.
is, he's gonna
Yeah.
win the fight. Like that's
Yeah.
the point.
As one
He's
of my
betting he's
ex-girlfriends
just
would
turned to
say,
Waterman.
It's like,
Because alcohol?
as one of my ex-girlfriends would say, it's testosterone poisoning.
So I liked his friend
Sounds like
though,
something an ex-girlfriend would
because
say.
his friend was like, "Dude, he's just gonna kill you.
Yeah, come on, this isn't gonna work.
No,
Let's
this is
leave.
not a
Yeah.
not a good plan. I have to drive you home. I don't want to explain this to your wife."
Let's go back out looking for Bigfoot tracks.
So now he leaves in his little camper home there, and he hears while he's driving there's some rustling in his trailer, and he goes back there, and Rogue is hopped in the trailer, and so he kicks her out and then drives off for like 50 feet, and he's like, all right, I better go pick her up. And then
I'm just a big softie.
yeah, they're talking, and she's like, do the claws hurt when they come out? And he's like, every time. And I'm like, I like that they address that at least, because it's like, just cutting a hole right through you. That's gotta suck. And then, they introduce themselves. First it's Rogue and Wolverine, then it's Logan and Marie. And she's like, you should really wear your seatbelt. And he's like, pfft. And then immediately tree falls,
And then
he
he goes,
flies. Yeah,
Right through the windshield.
launch him like 100 feet.
Who wins that argument? Because she's like, that's a good reason why he should wear
Yeah,
it, but
but
she
she's
kind
stuck
of shows why he doesn't care.
Yeah. I mean, had that gone like one sentence further, he could have just been like, you could shoot me in the face with a shotgun and I won't care. I don't really need to worry about the
But it's-
How
seatbelt.
His
fast were
camper
they
doesn't
driving
feel-
on this snowy ass road?
Fast enough, I guess.
To make him fly 100 feet out the window.
It had an ejector seat installed.
I guess so. Apparently not in this passenger side though.
Eh.
No.
No, it's because he's so dense from the adamantium.
Well, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Like the adamantium, he should have like just went right down to the ground and stayed there.
Yeah.
Inertia.
No, not even. Actually, yeah, if you really want to get into it, then yeah, he probably should have just smashed the shit out of his face on the console and just not moved.
Yeah.
Because he weighs like a fucking ton. Just like, okay.
But you get to see his healing factor. That's cool.
Yeah.
You get to see that he can smell danger.
Yeah.
And that's a Wolverine power
Not
I
in
like.
time,
I
but
like
what's
his
up, danger?
his smelly senses.
Yeah. What's up, Danger?
And then the U-Haul's on fire.
Yeah, it's not a Spidey sense. It's not that good.
And then we get
Yeah.
like sort of Sabretooth shows up.
Yeah. Growls McGee shows
And like
up.
I don't know a lot about Sabretooth, but I knew like he had a extensive relationship with Wolverine.
Yeah, last
Yeah.
Yeah.
we saw him, they were brothers,
It's
and
his half brother.
Yeah. And so I remember watching the movie and being like, shouldn't there be more going on here? Like,
shouldn't he at least bounce around like a little bunny?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't they do that little run? The little the galloping.
That was Origins. No one talks about that. But
no, this one they're like all of the bouncing and teabagging will be done by Ray Park.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
yeah, that was one of the problems I had. Is like, they don't do a lot other than him taking the dog tag. Maybe that
Yeah.
hints that there might be some past between them. And I was thinking like, well, okay, maybe they're trying to save it for the sequel, and then he just dies.
Yeah. So
Want some more?
yeah, if he was like, even if he just grabbed him at this point and he's like, you look familiar. And then like, Cyclops comes and blasts him or
Or
whatever.
said anything.
Yeah. But no, this guy's got a cool growl and he's
Well-
strong.
I think that's the real thing. Is like they got I don't know if he's a wrestler, or just like a stunt guy or whatever, but like he was hired for his looks.
Yeah.
Not his.
His name is Tyler
acting.
Maine. He's got to be a wrestler.
Tyler, that
Okay.
I forget who that is, but that is a wrestler.
Yeah, so like it was more like they probably were like the less lines he has, the better.
So,
Tony, I feel so sorry. Oh wait, no, you don't have to ride with him anymore. As I say, I feel so sorry for you in the car with him later, as he eats that whole bag of fucking sulfur, brimstone. Like I feel bad for his housemates. Like it's gonna stink the whole house
I have
up.
central air. It's got a filter on it.
luckily they're on a different floor and use a different bathroom.
Yep.
But I do feel sorry for Puka.
Yeah, Puka will have
But
to
she
deal
could
with it.
rival me.
So anyway,
Sure, but
so Puka's Brick's cat, by the way.
oh yeah.
So
It's not-
Storm and Cyclops show up to save the day. Cyclops can't do anything useful, so he shoots a beam at Sabretooth and misses. But Storm, she blows him away, and then we cut to Sabretooth showing up at Magneto's lair. And we meet Toad for the first time, and he's spraying some paint on something. And you're like, what do we got going here? And then he's...
What do you think of the way Toad looks? So he just had this, like, gross yellow
Here's
thing.
the thing.
Mm-hmm.
No one has ever or will ever care about Toad as a
Yeah. I feel they did the best they could with what they had.
Yeah.
But, like, no one cares about Toad.
He used to be just this like a little goblin man with a little Lord Fauntleroy haircut and a
Yeah, he looked like he-
neckerchief or
Yeah.
something.
A mutant. Well, I mean, they're all mutants, I guess, but he looked like he came out from under a bridge from a Ren fair.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So,
Like somebody snatched the mask off the Burger King.
Yeah, like...
yeah, this isn't a great representation, but for Toad, it's pretty good.
Yeah. You are kind of like, that tongue doesn't fit in there. That's not... It's just not in there. But, like, other than that...
All his lines. He's just like,
So he says something sassy to Sabretooth. Sabretooth growls at him.
Weren't you supposed to bring somebody back with you?
Oh, yeah, and he's like... "Brr."
and no one cares.
And then he walks into Magneto's office. Magneto got the invisible Newton's cradle going. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that touch.
Tony hated it.
Yeah, Tony took
Yeah.
umbrage with that.
It's a fine idea, but it just seems so wasteful.
He doesn't like fun things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm known for that.
Imaginative things, fun things.
So, yeah, Magneto, he's an amazing multitasker as far as what he can do
Apparently.
with his powers at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, his mind is really good at just remembering it's got to make the Newton's cradle work.
Well, yeah, but like,
I mean, I guess once you get him floating, the Newton's cradle will do its own thing.
Oh,
but
well, actually, at that point, is the Newton's cradle actually doing anything?
It wouldn't be.
Yeah, because there's no strength. Like, it's not
Yeah.
attached to it. He's just controlling the ball. So
I guess when the ball hits the other balls, it would transfer its energy. But, like, yeah, he would have to keep them floating. And if
Yep.
the ball in the end certainly wouldn't come back and hit the other
Yeah,
balls.
see, this was my problem. It's
Unless-
just like there's so much. that just
Unless
doesn't
he
make
can
sense.
just construct a magnetic
Yeah.
field that acts as the strings.
well, he's also
Sure.
like, he's also like 70 years old, so he's had like a lifetime to perfect his powers.
Yeah. So either way, you know who also hates the invisible Newton's cradle? Sabretooth. He runs over and smashes it.
Well, no, he doesn't smash it. He just grabs Wolverine's dog tags back, and because Magneto walked far enough
Yep.
away, it just fell.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, that seems like such a waste of time because it's just once he's not there to do it anymore, it just collapses.
Yeah, 'cause
What?
as soon as he walks into the room again, he knows exactly where all those balls are, and just puts them up
Man
in the
knows
air.
like
where all
such
the
a
balls
waste.
are.
Keep those balls in the air.
So,
That's how you know if he's in his office.
it's like geek debate here. All right. So if
clacking his balls
Megatron
or
met
not?
Magneto, Megatron, Magneto's a human, even if he's a mutant, so Megatron wouldn't respect him, but Magneto could just outright destroy Megatron
So-
with no problem.
So
Yeah.
we are assuming that Megatron is made out of a metal that actually responds to
He
Magneto's
is.
powers.
Every metal
Yeah,
responds
every
to
metal.
Magneto's
Yeah,
powers.
Sure, yeah, then
There's no metal that's not, but as far as I can tell, like that never comes up.
then Magneto should just move to Cybertron where he could be king.
Yeah, because like
Yeah.
it is funny because most metals are not magnetic, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of metal products you can make things out of.
Holy shit.
You know,
What if that is the birth of Cybertron itself?
Magneto?
Yeah. He made Asteroid M.
fucking
What if
know.
Asteroid M just
I don't know
grows?
what that is, nor do I want to know.
All right. Because I hate fun things. All right.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like a fun thing.
It's probably not. That's fine.
So either way, we know Magneto's about to test something, and
My
then
patience.
yeah, we cut to Jean Grey, and she's examining a shirtless Hugh Jackman. She's using her telekinesis to perform some special effects to float like a syringe across the room.
Was she in Species?
That's Natasha Henstridge.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. So
Glad you caught that.
a rule of like Wolverine here is never if you're gonna bother him while he's sleeping, use like a pole, maybe an air horn, something like.
Stay out of arm's reach.
Out
Yeah.
of claw distance.
Yeah.
'Cause if you just look at a man like that, you're like, there's no way he's waking up peacefully. Like that's a man that screams "fuck" when he wakes up and destroys some part of his bed set.
In the comics, I would say
That's the way
yes.
Alyssa treats me.
Yeah.
All right, well, it's something for all to work on. But in the comics, I would agree. But like Hugh Jackman here just looks, I don't know, he's not intimidating looking at all.
I will.
Trying.
He's a cute little bunny.
He is like a cute
His
little
bunny ear haircut.
He's such a young little scamp looking guy.
I will say, Famke could probably just beat Hugh Jackman's
yeah,
ass.
absolutely.
She's a pretty
wreck him.
big woman.
That is also kind of
that
weird because
Viking
like
blood.
she
Yeah.
seems to be doing half the exam with telekinesis, but yet is still standing close enough for him to choke her out.
Yeah. So he does that, and he's like, "Oh, I'm about to kill this girl. Let me go. I'm gonna run through the X tunnels." And then he sees like there's some glass cases with some rubber suits in them, and then he hears voices telling him like which way to go, and he runs to an elevator, and he gets up out of the elevator. He's in a school, and he sees some students running somewhere.
He's like, I gotta kill everybody in here.
Yeah.
Hold
And
on,
then-
hold on a quick second. Sorry, just because Rob doesn't seem to be sold on Hugh Jackman playing Wolverine. I want to go over some other possibilities for you.
Oh yeah.
They were,
Didn't we
they
just do that in Deadpool and Wolverine?
Yeah.
Henry Cavill. Yes,
Channing
amazing.
Tatum was
sort
not
of,
around
but
yet.
this
though,
also would have been a lot better
Henry
if they
Cavill.
had some of these. But
I know Hugh Jackman wanted Tom Hardy to play one of the Wolverine variants,
yeah.
but they couldn't because of his Venom shit. But Tom Hardy, I think, would have made a good Wolverine.
Yeah.
Anyway, so originally they were talking about Russell Crowe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like I could back
Yeah.
in that day, I could see that.
Yep. You can make it work.
How tall is Russell Crowe?
He's pretty
Still
tall.
too tall.
Still too
Yeah.
I want to go over.
Danny DeVito.
I want to go over a few of these.
That's my choice. Danny DeVito.
Funny you said that. I want to go over a few of these and tell me if any of them stand out to you.
Hornswoggle.
Cornswoggle.
Mel Gibson,
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Aaron Eckhart, Jean-Claude Van Damme,
Yep.
Okay.
Viggo Mortensen,
Yeah.
Ed
Hell
Norton,
yeah, Viggo
Yeah.
Mortensen.
Bob Hoskins,
Whoop.
Yes. Yes.
or Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves would have been a good Wolverine.
No.
Not that era, Keanu Reeves.
I love
That's
Keanu
true.
Reeves,
That's
but like
true, me too.
no.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Wolverine's got to. I mean, like
But this
ideally,
is not grizzled either. Like he's,
no. But
we're talking just as like it would be the same. It'd be a lateral shift for me for Keanu Reeves. And Hugh Jackman.
Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
Go
100%.
Go on YouTube.
On his
And the Portal guys did put Danny DeVito into this movie
Okay.
as Wolverine.
Berserker
I don't know who the
Rage.
Portal guys are, but all right.
Oh, you don't know
Cage.
Portal? Oh, they do. They go in and redo the special effects on older movies.
I think I might have seen some
like
of this.
this. Yeah, and see if they can do it better. And
I would still like to do Danny DeVito.
I love Danny DeVito, but no.
yeah, no, it's hilarious.
Oh, I'm sure it's fun to watch, but no.
So
Nick Cage.
I know
No.
it wouldn't have been possible at this time frame, but like, what do you think about Tom Cruise? Because the height.
Tom
He-
Cruise.
He's got the height.
See, he's,
Yeah.
yeah. He's got the height, but that's about
Height
it.
is
So I'm-
closer,
I'm
but
trying to think like who's badass and small.
that's the
I could
thing.
see Tom Cruise as Cyclops, though.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
I
But,
could see him playing like a real dick character.
Like, it
I
doesn't
can't
have to
imagine why.
necessarily be small. Because I know that Wolverine is like, in the comics, he's like 5'3" or some shit.
Yeah. He's a
Yeah.
short king.
You're going to have a hard time getting that.
I think he actually isn't even breaking 5.
Yeah.
No,
I
he,
think
he's
he-
like
No,
4'0".
I believe he is
5'3".
5'3", exactly.
and like Spider-Man is like 5'6" or something like that. Or 5'7". But,
Yeah,
I
you
don't know. There's
again, as Deadpool and Wolverine kind of point out, like you kind of got to give up the actual
I
height
understand
thing.
the
It's
height
not gonna
thing is
work.
not always going to work. I understand.
But yeah,
that.
I'm looking for maybe a Russell Crowe or Tom Hardy. I could see
Totally
maybe
see Tom Hardy.
Maybe. Like,
Is that
I don't
one of
know.
the Hardy
He's-
Boys?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just because, like, I like him, but I don't know if he'd be Wolverine, right? But, maybe.
But I don't know. I still,
Bigger discussion
Hugh
for a different
Jackman,
time.
I've never
Now I'm
really
just
liked
picturing
his-
Tom Hardy as Jeff Hardy on top of a 12-foot ladder, like, now you have my permission to die.
Oh, I was
Flipping
thinking
through a
of him
guy on the
solving
table.
mysteries in a fucking turtleneck sweater.
I like I like Hugh Jackman enough, and I think he really he got into it.
Yeah,
so-
like I like him better now, but
Yeah.
back then, damn, dude. He was
Well,
just-
yeah, he was
All right.
new. He's figuring it out.
So-
again, he thought he was playing a wolf.
yeah.
So
Big Bad Wolf.
we this little escape sequence ends in Professor X's classroom. He's teaching some kids. They leave. One of them runs through the wall. You get a little shadow cat there.
Yeah.
Talk about multitasking.
Well, everybody in that room was a character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Professor X is guiding them
But that's-
psychically while teaching physics.
Yeah, that's the one that's like, you're like, oh, she has a power.
Well, yeah.
And she has a yellow jacket.
Yep.
Jubilee, obviously.
She had goggles too.
She did have the goggles.
And I was like, no.
But yeah, and
So-
this was again, and I believe even at this time they were talking with Channing Tatum to play Gambit.
At this time?
I think I forget when he got involved in it, but I know Gambit was supposed to be in it. Like when they were playing, you see the kids playing basketball. I guess Gambit was supposed to be there.
He just shoots the basketball and it explodes.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
from what I read. That's like literally what it
I
was,
can
and
see
they
it.
were like, "No one's gonna know what the fuck that is unless you're like deep into the comics. So
Uh-huh.
let's not do that."
So
Opportunity missed.
now Professor X explains what's going on here. He's like, these are the people that saved you. This is Storm and this is Cyclops. We got to stop a Magneto. He's like, what the hell's a Magneto? And then he's like, what do they call you? Wheels. And
Sick burn.
yeah, Professor X, wheels into the corner and has a cry for a second.
No.
and
They call me
Comes back.
Captain. Motherfucker.
I did think of that horrible panel, though, the one where Mr. Sinister is like, Professor X only has one weakness, and he just pushes the wheelchair down the stairs. He's like, stairs! It's awful. Anyway,
True.
Save me,
Yeah.
Gene.
And it's funny because he turns us on the professor, which sort of
Yeah.
makes sense, but
It's like that scene from Mac and Me.
yeah, it does bring up the thing that also always kind of bugged me, which is you got Cyclops, you got Storm, you got
Yeah.
Wolverine, and then just Jean Grey.
well,
Just your name is out there.
wasn't she originally like Marvel Girl or Miss Marvel or something like that? Or
Marvel baby.
No, I think she was. I think
'Cause
that's
isn't it-
right.
Maybe?
Isn't
I
it a
don't
big
know.
thing like right at the end of the Phoenix Saga in that last battle against like the Shi'ar champions? She goes back to her original costume, which was like
Yes.
Lady Marvel or something.
Oh,
It
maybe.
is her original costume, and I think
Yeah.
she was. I think she might have been like Marvel Girl or something.
Yeah.
something along those
I think-
lines. But like, let's get her a name, guys. Let's get her
Yeah.
a real name.
But I feel like of all of them, she's the one that's more like, I'm trying to be like kind of the most human about this. Like I'm,
Yeah.
I'm the least like, at the time at least, she's like the least competent field operative, but she's like the most competent, like, I got the skills, like I'm a doctor, I'm a scientist.
Yeah, it's like everybody wants to run outside and play hero, and she's just like,
Yeah.
fine, I'll make everything happen here, I guess. Don't you worry about it.
So either way, we see there's a bunch of kids here. We got an Iceman, we got a Pyro. Iceman seems to take a liking to Rogue. He leaves her a little ice flower that probably got her desk soaking wet when it melted.
It got everything soaking wet, if you know
Yeah,
what I mean.
yeah.
No.
We see the
Welcome to Mutant. How old are you? I just got to check.
Well,
Is
I mean,
the-
me too, so whatever.
is the X-Men jet? Is that the X2, or what do they call that?
Phoenix.
The Phoenix,
Yeah, it's
No,
the Blackbird.
The Blackbird.
Yeah.
the Blackbird.
yeah.
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 And
I mean, big ups for actually like doing the Blackbird jet. That's
Yeah.
you know,
I have
not really mucking with it.
I have one complaint about it, but it's about X2, but that movie we already covered. But
Why does she get out?
No, well, not that. The scene, the actual jet can do all these cool things like hover, turn invisible, it has all these cool powers. But it's at its core, it's a modified SR-71 Blackbird, right? One of the awesomest planes ever made. And there's a scene where two fighter jets, probably F-16s, are chasing it. They fire missiles at it, and Magneto saves them by like pulling the jet down. Or no, one of the missiles hits the jet, and like I think Rogue or somebody falls out, and like Nightcrawler bamps and gets her and whatnot.
I think so, yeah.
The whole time I'm like, I know it's a modified SR-71, but an SR-71 can outfly a
Anything.
bullet. It can outfly any,
Yeah.
Any missile at the time. There are hypersonic missiles that could catch it now, but like its claim to fame was it could outfly like anything you'd shoot at it. It would just be gone. Like it went so friggin'
You
fast.
could just lap those jets.
Yeah. And I know it's probably lost some of that capacity because it has all these other features, but I'm like, that's the SR-71's thing, and I was mad that it wasn't there.
Well, and it's kind of funny to hear you bring this up because the part of the problem you're running into, and the same reason why Jean Grey is always useless in most of these things, which is you're running into the problem of when you make someone so powerful, then you have to find excuses to pull back on that power for story plot reasons. So the same thing with the jet. Like, we need the jet to go down so Magneto could save them so he could get involved and blah, 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 blah. And maybe you could have written it better because the jet is this crazy good, but...
Well, that's when you have to write in a mutant that can bring down the jet.
Yeah, see, I always...
Again, I'm not saying it couldn't have been written better, but...
So... I don't know. I just, because I love like the science and technology that go into these vehicles.
Oh, yeah.
That like whenever you have an opportunity to show something the vehicle can actually do, I'm always a big fan of doing that. So I know literary wise it does, you'd have to like go through a bunch of more hoops to have this plane go
guarantee
down.
you know way more about the jet's capabilities than
anyone.
anyone that wrote on that movie.
Yeah. So anyway, either way, like I love the what is it? The Blackbird? Yeah. All right. So we now cut to somehow Senator Kelly is getting a ride on like Marine One or whatever. He's like,
what was
like
that?
senators don't just requisition helicopters, but this guy's used to it somehow. And like Toad's just flagrantly flying that. Like that's just Toad there. Like. Everyone's like, wow, that pilot's got a bad case of jaundice. Like
that is exactly what I said when we were watching this.
Yeah.
It's like, should we be worried about our pilot? He doesn't look well.
Can't he at least have the bottom part of his helmet on? And so, Senator Kelly gets in his helicopter. He flies off. He's talking on his cell phone. He's like, am I crapping out again?
No, you're good.
All right. He's like, I want to lock up all these mutants. They're weapons. Fuck them. And then he like hangs up on his cell phone and just throws it at his attendant, just like disdainfully, like, bleh. Then you see his attendant, of course, is Mystique, and Mystique kicks him. She slaps him with her feet a bunch of times, and she's like, people like you are the reason I couldn't go to school when I was a kid.
Which I
Valid
love
point.
that it's. I mean. And not only does it get to the point of the whole story with X-Men, but like greatly like gives you all of her character in a very short amount of time.
Very effective introduction. You're just like, this person's awesome. This is a badass.
Here's a question I had though. That bothers me again. Senator Kelly, as you mentioned, throws his assistant the phone, who is Mystique.
Yeah.
She puts it in her pocket. Where'd it go?
It's part of her now.
All right.
I don't know.
Just prison wallet.
Yeah.
That's I mean, I guess.
So
I would. It's just funny because she just puts it in her breast pocket and then she transforms and it's like, there's nowhere that could be.
Yeah.
Other than
if you squeeze her boob, there's a Nokia in there.
Yeah. I feel like she can. I guess as she changes her body around, she can pull things into it if she wants.
Sure.
I think that would probably be much more of a problem if it was a bigger object. But like, yeah, you could fit a cell phone in one of her boobies.
Again, that would make it so much better if later when like Wolverine stabs her, if like a whole bunch of just knickknacks start pouring out.
Oh, you got my wallet. Yeah, all the coins fall.
Pinata.
Yeah, it's like you just
me lucky charm.
slapped somebody's purse onto the ground.
I keep my purse in there.
Some keys and change.
So yeah, Senator Kelly done fucked up. And now we're back to Jean Grey examining Wolverine, who has decided to stick around now. He made a deal with Professor X for like 48 hours. Professor X gets to examine him and whatnot, and then he'll, help him figure out what he's lost.
Dignity.
Dignity, yeah. So now we find out that he's got an adamantium skeleton. It must have been a horrendous procedure to attach that, and it only would have worked because he has a regenerative factor. And that regenerative factor also makes his age impossible to know. He could be older than Professor X. We don't know.
Sure.
Yeah.
He could be ageless, and we could only do this on Wolverine and all the other people.
See, that would be a cool limit to his power too. Of like, because as your cells replicate, your RNA starts to unwind at the ends, and as senescence happens, your RNA can't copy DNA as well, as you age, and that's why people age. And so like he can heal real fast, but it's like taking years off his lifespan or something like that. That would be pretty cool. But anyway, maybe his lifespan's higher because he's, super healthy or something, but like...
That's how we get Yoda. Just like in Star Wars, Yoda just comes up to Luke and is like, "Snitch."
I used to be Wolverine,
Every time they hurt.
So now, cuts back to Senator Kelly. He's just looking at Toad. Toad just eats like a bird off of a tree with his horrendously long tongue.
And Senator Kelly's like, "My decision was correct."
Yeah. Yeah. Kill it with fire.
He goes, yeah.
Yeah, that's gross.
I mean,
What
that
a
is also
gross
kind of
guy.
stupid because
Yeah.
he does like have a childish like yuck.
Yeah.
Like you just ate this weird thing off the floor in the cafeteria. And like, dude, you are about to die.
He looks like the parent in a Creepy Crawlers commercial.
yes.
They probably played a parent in a Creepy Crawlers commercial.
So now Magneto's like, check it out. I got this machine. We got you tied to a chair. I'm just dragging the chair along with my mind. And now I'm going to go up in this machine, and it's going to burn my hands, and it's going to turn this dial super fast. Yeah. And it's going to make a wave of bullshit.
Real left, real fast.
Yeah, it's going real left, real fast.
He's going to be making all kinds of O faces, and this big white
He's been
blob is
drinking
gonna
since
come
6
out.
a.m. He's got no idea what time it is. He's in real deep. But I love that guy. But anyway, he sends out this wave of bullshit CGI that apparently mutates Senator Kelly, but we don't really know that right now. It just cuts to a different scene. It cuts to Logan, who's like, "Hey, Jean Grey, I know you loved me with my shirt off. I want to get with you."
Don't know why. He's got like no muscle definition at this point.
Well, but he thinks he's
Okay,
hot
That's
stuff.
fair. That's fair.
You really,
No.
he still looks like Hugh Jackman, right?
Yeah, but it looks weird. He's got like pubic hair glued to his cheeks.
You also realize you spent like 20 minutes from another podcast we did talking about his dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't see his dick here.
All right.
Okay. Maybe if he was
But
hanging brain.
he knows that she knows because she has telepathy.
Oh,
So
she-
that's why he's confident because he's like,
X-Men's
there's no
Origins
way
Wolverine.
she didn't not look with her brain.
And lifted it with her
We didn't
mind.
see it, but Rob spent a lot of time
Even
talking
though,
about
even
it.
though that didn't actually happen, he believes that it did.
he's like, oh.
There's no way she didn't. She saw my bulge. She
Getting
used her
hard.
powers
she
to
must be
see
lifting
it.
with her mind.
Yeah. She wants it.
I felt her give me a little tug.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Jean Grey's like, "Get away from me, you weirdo."
Telekineting ain't cheating.
Yeah.
And by the way, yeah, my healing factor and everything, it really helps with the stamina. Just letting you know.
So
That's right. I can just come endlessly. My body can.
it just immediately remakes it.
Regenerates my jizz.
Skeet, 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 skeet.
Who wants to drink from the fire hose?
Tony,
Good call, Tony.
you played that card.
Like
And
a
now
heart from
you
hell.
got to deal
Yeah.
with it. But anyway,
Oh God, that should be
So-
written on my tombstone.
she goes over to like put her hands near his head to use her telepathy on him, and she starts seeing the whole like shit that happened to him at Alkali Lake and Project X or whatever.
Nightmare
Somebody
images.
drew on him
Yeah.
with a Sharpie and gave him a bath.
Yep, and that was the worst day ever.
Yeah. Dear God, no.
And I like how like Cyclops is a dick according to this movie, and he's just like.
Never does anything dickish.
I
Yeah.
told you that was the takeaway.
Yeah, he's just like, what are you doing here? Like, what are you doing with my girl? And she's like, I'm going to go. And Wolverine's like, oh, you have, your power must be being able to deal with that dick. And it's like, he didn't do anything. And then he's just like, talking about like, oh, it must suck for you that, knowing that I saved you because I know you don't like me that much. Also stay away from my girl. And apparently that's dick behavior.
I also like that Jean Grey did not defend Scott at all.
Nope.
It's like, he's not a dick. He's actually a really nice guy, and you're being
Yeah.
an asshole.
And it's
Yeah.
like, I know in the comics, like, Cyclops can be a dick sometimes, but it's like, he's a likable character.
But that's again, it's the problem of in like the comics and everything, you see, like there is kind of a rivalry a
Yep.
bit between Cyclops and Wolverine. But because the movie focuses on Wolverine, who thinks Cyclops is a dick, that's all you
Also-
get.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's because they're completely opposite personality types. Scott is the
He
good
follow the rules,
Yeah.
Boy
he's
Scout.
the good Boy Scout. Yeah, and whereas Logan is the
the cool
rebel
kid.
loner.
And I remember even in the X-Men cartoon, like, you'd get scenes of, like, Scott and Jean talking about shit or, being a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this one, you just get Wolverine.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Just his
That's-
perspective.
And it's funny because like it didn't even really like hit me until I've seen this movie more than once, but like paying more attention to Scott and seeing like, oh yeah, he was actually pretty cool, and like he's the one that
Yep.
figures out the whole thing with Rogue and
Yeah.
stuff later.
Dickish this entire
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the one thing I really hate that thing. Like, if I wouldn't say stay away from my girl, or I wouldn't have to say that if she was my girl or whatever. And then he says it, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like, nah.
Yeah, somebody read the script and was like, no, this makes too much sense. Make him say
Yeah.
something dickish.
All right, so
Yeah. He's been on screen for 5 minutes, and he seems somewhat likable. Let's fix that.
Yeah, why do you have this here? It makes it sound like they have a healthy relationship based on trust
now
and mutual respect.
We can't have that.
So Wolverine now, he's having a nightmare about the experiment because Jean's unlocked some bad memories. That was the worst bath ever. Rogue fucking comes over and is like, sees he's having a nightmare. He's like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna touch him. I'm gonna jiggle him.
I'm
The
gonna
one
get
thing I
real-
shouldn't do.
Yeah.
I can't
Really,
sleep.
really close to him.
Can I
Yeah.
sleep with you? I can't sleep.
I was in like really slightly different situations for
You
a
can't
lot of
sleep with
this,
Me, neither one of us are sleeping.
but this
Wait, how
weird
old are you?
man, they shoved in a room right next to all these kids.
Yeah.
So like Rogue's
Yeah,
trying
Bryan
to,
Singer.
yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, Rogue's trying to sleep and she just hears him grunting and moaning. And I was like,
Yeah.
none of this is okay.
Yeah.
Shame on you, Mr. Clemens.
I mean, to be
You're
fair,
a school.
And I mentioned this during the watch. It was less like sex dream and like definitely more like I'm
Yeah.
gonna be tonight when all this food and shit I had comes
Yes.
stacks up on me.
Yeah.
But still, like, if say you're Bobby Drake or Kitty Pryde, I think was in the same room, and you're like, I paid for this school, or my parents paid for the school. I'm trying to get a good education. I got classes in the morning, and through the wall, there's some weird man who just came in off the street, grunting and doing God knows what.
Well, I mean,
I don't know if
no,
he's jacking off or taking a big shit.
What?
but,
You're-
like,
like your teacher looks like Cookie Monster. What the fuck do you want in this place?
oh, he's not there yet.
It would have been funny though if like I would have maybe walked up to the bed, taken all of the pillows, stepped away from the bed, and thrown them at him, or something like that. You know, she did a maneuver like that, or like,
Yell at him from the doorway.
Yeah.
went and got a broom,
Smack him in the forehead.
which won't wake me up.
That has been proven not to wake Joe up.
Well,
broom
you
handle.
didn't insert it high enough.
No,
There were several inches in.
yeah, were I not wearing
listen,
pants, that
not
broom would have.
far enough.
Yeah. John has pretty good aim, and
X-Men.
fuck. That was the worst alarm clock.
Yeah,
I don't know if that or the time Hannah woke me up by just dumping jerk seasoning on
That
my
was the
back
same
and giving me
time.
raspberry. That was the same time.
That was the same.
Yeah. All right, that was the worst night.
I was
worst
sodomizing you
alarm
with a
clock.
broomstick
Yeah.
while she was dumping Jamaican jerk sauce on your back.
How much did you
and
pay for
giving
that?
you raspberries.
No, I didn't order it. I didn't pay. I didn't get a receipt.
Whatever.
Like
Whatever, dude.
I didn't ask for it,
We know
and
who
I
the
certainly
Raphael of this
didn't
group
enjoy
is.
it. Oh, fuck.
Whatever you do, don't wake him up.
Yeah.
Don't think we
I'll
can.
talk about that one later. But anyway, so now he just straight up runs Rogue through, as he wakes up. And she's like, all right, I got this. I'm going to touch you. I'm going to take your healing factor.
He gives her a titty punch
Yeah.
with his claws.
Yeah.
When you're waking a man up in that state, anything's fair game.
I keep telling Sharon, but
Yeah.
I don't have claws, though.
Yeah.
I just grab at
Your
her.
titty punches don't hurt that much.
I swing.
Yeah.
I come out swinging.
So, anyway, now I got to poop.
I'll take your notes.
Good luck reading them. I'm
So just take
I can read.
a short
I can read
intermission.
all manner of chicken scratch.
yeah. She steals his healing, and then I'm at Senator Kelly uses his blobfish powers.
Okay, so Senator Kelly then uses his blobfish powers to goop through the bars of his little cell.
This was really gross to watch.
Oh yeah.
Just his floppy eyes, just kind of like glorping. It just, I don't know. It was gross.
I think
Yeah.
that was the intention.
Yeah,
it's
no,
kinda
they did a good
like,
job
Kind
making
of
it
like
gross.
watching Steve Buscemi in anything.
I was gonna say, like, I'm not sure how much of it
He
was
is-
supposed to be gross and how much of it was just
He
how
is
terrible the CGI is.
Always moist, and his eyes are always popping out of his head.
And then, so like, he Sabretooth finds him, or Sabretooth and Magneto find him
Yeah.
hanging like from the ledge because it's like built into a cliff or some shit. I don't even
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. He's out there.
Yeah, Sabretooth's trying to like pull him back up, and he's just like a Stretch Armstrong covered in Vaseline at this point.
Basically.
So he just gloops into the ocean, and Magneto's like, "Yeah, fuck you, Sabretooth, you suck," and just imprisons him with the bars.
Sabretooth just growls because
Yeah,
what else
'cause
is
that's
he
all
going
he
to
fucking
do?
does in this entire dumb movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's not very brave.
Except for his one, we'll get to it. His one speaking line.
Yeah.
Super creepy
Yeah.
speaking line.
Yeah.
Well, he repeats it to make it worse.
It wasn't
Yeah.
even in
No,
this.
he really has like 4, I think, speaking lines, but
It wasn't even scripted. So, so Senator Kelly then washes up on the beach like the fucking sea cucumber that he is. And that's what we get our Stan Lee
naked as
cameo.
the day he was born.
Is this the first Stan Lee cameo? Like a
I believe so.
Don't think he was in Blade, so yeah.
He definitely wasn't in
When
Blade.
did Blade come out?
Blade was first.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think Blade
But-
was 97 or 98, I think.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say 90.
They went with Blade first.
Yeah.
Blade was
Probably 'cause it was the cheapest,
The
right?
success of Blade was what prompted this movie
The
to be
X-Men.
made.
And yeah, I think
Wow.
I think Wesley Snipes might have been pushing that at the time.
That is
too.
really like going from everybody liked the Bumblebee movie, let's do Unicron and Beast Wars now.
Yeah.
That's pretty much that same
Yep,
mindset.
Blade was 98.
Wowsy. All right.
And
So
none of
then-
that would have been possible without
Then for
Howard the
some reason, Bobby, Iceman, like chilling on a bench with Rogue, and he gives her the Scar speech from Lion King. He's like, "You killed Mufasa.
Yep.
You need to run away, run away. And
Everybody
never
hates
return.
you.
Everybody hates
Nobody
you.
wants you anymore.
I
Yeah.
love the
Get out of here, Harry.
I love the Professor X is furious. It's like
Yeah,
that
he-
guy doesn't know how to get mad.
He might kill you.
like
Well,
He might explode your brain.
well, yeah. When Professor X does get mad, it's fucking terrible.
Yeah, he's
I'm
gonna,
sure, but like nothing in this movie that we've seen suggests that he does mad at all.
He's gonna give you a screwdriver lobotomy
Oof.
straight through your eye socket.
Ice
I mean, honestly, that is probably more accurate. It's like he doesn't really get mad at you; he just destroys
He just
your
gets
life.
even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I really
so
wish you hadn't done that.
Yeah, so it's
now you
pretty-
think you're a chicken.
It's pretty obviously
Bye.
Mystique, but like it doesn't explain how she got there. Like,
She walked.
I guess.
I think she just jumped over the wall because that scene, the way that she comes onto the scene, she comes from where the camera is, and it looked like it was towards the end of the property.
Yeah.
So
So she runs
Again-
away to Hyena Land.
Yeah, depending on how you want to get into this, she could have been a bird.
that's true.
I guess.
Literally.
Or a squirrel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a
All right.
toad.
Yeah. Nothing. Yeah.
She
Okay.
could just turn into a fucking pterodactyl.
So Professor X has to use Cerebro to find Rogue at the train station, and they're like, "Where is that?" And he's like, "Do you not live here? It's the fucking train station.
2 miles that
Yeah.
way.
Find the train tracks."
To
and
which
follow
Wolverine says, "Hey, asshole! No, I don't live here."
them." Okay, but everybody else in this party does,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
figure it out.
Yeah, but nobody rides the train.
Deep sheet.
Anyway,
They got the
So-
plane.
Yeah, so
Rides the
Storm and
tree.
Cyclops go to get her at the train station. Logan steals Cyclops' whatever motorcycle thing. And Mystique uses this opportunity to sneak into Cerebro and like plug in
poop.
Yeah, it's like a
poop water.
diarrhea vial.
Yeah, it's poop
It
water.
just like, yeah, it's legit turns into
Pirates of Dark Water.
It looks like what Brick is gonna produce after eting that whole bag of masala potato chips.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
It's just gonna be
Yeah.
palak paneer basically.
How does it work? How does Cerebro work?
Doesn't
I don't
matter.
know.
Doesn't
Whatever.
matter. It's just
You get the
there's-
idea.
Yeah, there's a helmet that doesn't attach to your brain in any
She
sort of
switched
way.
the Sprite
For
with the
Coke.
Mountain Dew pitch black.
Oh dear.
Oh.
Think what that would do to you.
Yeah, but he doesn't drink it.
Doesn't he?
You know what?
His
Does
brain
he?
drinks it. Yeah. It's
Or
got those
does
hoses.
he?
Yeah.
It's a way to visually depict that she fucked.
The helmet has all those hoses going into it.
Yeah.
Well, more importantly, you see all those hoses that go into the helmet. You don't know what other hoses go where. So
That's true. That's true. My bad, everybody.
anyway,
So
the gang goes off to the train station.
yeah, so Logan meets Rogue on the train because I guess he gets there first because he's got
Yeah, super powered bike.
super bike.
He hit the nitrous boost.
He did. He hit the nos.
Scott's bike.
He
Gave
got
him-
such a boner from that.
Yeah, he got a face boner.
Yeah, he has a nice little chat with her, and is like, if you want to run off, we can run off.
I'll
Do you
be
have
your
a
dad.
ticket?
I'll be your daddy.
Meanwhile, Sabretooth and Toad are in the train station with Cyclops and Storm, and shenanigans ensue.
Sabretooth is very subtle about his entrance.
Very subtle.
Well, honestly, he must have been fairly subtle because he got way closer than he should
Yeah.
have without someone noticing.
And he was like, I'm tired of this stealth shit.
That was everyone being like, I don't want to be the first person to address this problem.
Fair.
Version of intimidation.
But it's funny that we get like a little kid laughing at Cyclops for having a funny visor, and yet nobody's like, "Oh, also look at that giant beast man that's just shoving his way through the crowd."
You know,
Well, I mean-
Cyclops isn't going to do anything.
In 2000, when I walked through a train station, it's pretty much the same thing.
I mean, yeah, he
Yes.
just looks like a crazy homeless guy at a train station. It's just like, okay, don't make
With a
eye
sword.
contact.
Yeah, don't make eye contact.
And
Just
pray
move
that
out of
the
the way.
train
Dude,
boards before he gets
That's
near
the
you.
passengers, yes, but like at some point when he starts throwing people, somebody that works there needs to call the cops. That's how that shit goes.
Somebody that works
Well,
there is
somebody did
probably
call the cops, actually.
It's like, I'm not
we
getting
get there.
thrown.
I don't mean to interrupt the flow here, but once again, I must compliment you on your choice of toilet paper. It
Oh.
felt delectable
Oh,
on
thank
my
you.
backside.
Sure.
I don't know what brand that is, but
That
it's
is
very
Charmin brand.
Charmin brand.
Ultra
Very
soft.
good. Nice.
For the ultra strong, but
All right.
other people in this house are.
It's nothing worse than your finger going through that
No.
toilet paper.
But thankfully, the bidet.
That goes right through you.
Oh,
All right.
It does. Like, I
Yeah.
fill up before I, you know.
So we already talked about, Wolverine talked to her on the train, got her to, like, we're going to leave, and the
Yeah.
train started.
I'll be your daddy.
All right.
Yeah.
What does he do?
Mystique sabotage Cerebro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
yeah.
filled it with the violet
Yeah.
mountain.
Schwarzenegger
So
Dew.
Sabretooth
for
grabs
Loud.
Storm, and we
Wolverine.
get probably his most iconic line.
His only line.
Well, no, we already covered this. It says
What-
multiples.
What did he say?
Scream for me.
Oh, okay.
As he's choking her. Out.
Yeah.
He's
Toad-
not very
Yeah.
bright.
Toad just
Well, I think he was trying to be clever.
Oh,
No, I think he's just a sick fuck.
fuck. So Cyclops gets done dirty in this movie again. Toad just licks the visor right off of his face.
Like,
And this is one that, this isn't the only form of media where this happens, but I'm like, if you're Cyclops, where's your backup? Why is
Right,
there not
right.
another pair of goggles, like the glasses you wear? Why aren't those on your belt
Sunglasses,
or
right.
something,
why is that thing not strapped to your
Yeah,
head?
that should have a chin strap, too. Like,
It's-
you're already looking like a dork, like you might as well.
Strapping a ball gag.
Yeah. Attach it as many ways
retainer.
as possible.
I did kind of wonder. More
headgear.
importantly, like I know it's like to adjust the opening.
Yeah.
But it looks like it screws into the side of your head. So just screw it into the side of your
Yeah.
head already. Come on.
Yeah, there you
Well,
go.
also, if you think about it, like the crystal at the end of those glasses are stopping the beams from coming out, and he like hits a button that opens an aperture to allow the beams out. If I'm guessing, if that's how that works, so those
Something like
beams
that.
are being
idea.
fired against that crystal like constantly from his eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, what's holding that on his head? Because as we know many times, like his
the
beams
beams
are
have
not
physical
temperature; it's
power, right?
concussive
Yeah,
force. Like those should just go launching off of his face.
That's true.
maybe it needs.
It's because the rose quartz or whatever
Yeah,
it
it
is filters
diffuses
out
it.
the energy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it
It's-
needs distance to be able to generate the potential kinetic.
I don't know.
Or maybe a wizard did it. Let's
Yeah,
move
wizard.
on.
Maybe it's a fucking
Yeah, it was
comic
Gandalf.
book.
Fucking Gandalf did it.
So,
So he blows the roof off the
Yeah.
station here.
station's fucked.
Bad news for everyone else, but good news just for Storm, who's
Yeah.
like, you know what? I can control the weather.
Yeah, now that the ceiling is gone, now I'm useful.
You know, you got to break that glass ceiling, right?
Like, you can't do anything with the humidity in here, or like, I don't know.
I'm sure
should
she
be able
could
to
have
make
done
it-
things,
Yeah.
but it's
I'm
like,
pretty
hey,
sure Storm can do weather powers inside.
yes,
I don't think
and
those ever
I'm
limitations.
guessing most of this, and we'll get into more of this kind of bullshit stuff at the end. But the idea is they're trying to show them working as a team,
Yeah.
doing things that help each other,
Sure, I mean,
even when it's not necessary.
yeah, even when it's not intentional.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if he like put his face up to the sky, blew the roof off, but also like nailed a plane that was flying overhead?
You might.
been pretty cool.
What if also if she's like, he's like, I want to hear you scream, and she screamed a tornado at him or something?
Yeah.
Or just like grabbed his balls and lightning to them.
Mhm.
He was already grabbing his own ball.
Yeah.
That's true.
He's used to ball shocking.
Or
That's
for that
not-
matter, I'm pretty sure she could have just grabbed his neck and turned it to a temperature low enough where it just shattered. But you know,
So, either way, now they're leaving. Magneto, like, he stops the train that Wolverine's and Rogue are on. He's like, "Let me turn you to Jesus real quick. You know, you got this metal in you. I'm gonna crucify you with it, and throw you across the train car."
I did like him opening up the train car.
Yep.
I thought that was done.
That's
Yeah.
so
The
cool.
thing open like a
Mhm.
tin can, sardine can.
And yeah, he just throws a syringe with his magnet powers at Rogue, and then he's like, "Young people, like what?" I mean, I do know there are old people that are like that, but like,
This
What?
Okay,
They
this
didn't listen to
this
him.
old
Yeah.
man is frustrated
Yep.
that he has to drug the young women
yeah,
in order to get them to do the things he wants.
yeah. Back
What
in
part of that don't you understand?
back in his
John?
prime, they just did it.
Yeah,
This is the
yeah.
Bill Cosby story.
Well, it's the Magneto story.
Oh yeah, like
It's a predator of a different story.
oh, young people trying to look after their friends when they're hurt and in danger. I guess. Wow. Anyway,
Has there ever been a moment where Magneto, like somebody was arguing with him of like, think about the cost, and he's like, you want some money, and like just kills them with like a roll of quarters or something, like, because that would be pretty cool.
Probably in the 70s, I would
Mm.
guess.
might be.
Where killing people with a roll of quarters is more fashionable.
Yeah. I think that's in the same book where they dropped the N-bomb.
Moving on.
So
That's the thing
Anyway,
that happened.
he takes Rogue,
Sure.
and now they're leaving, and we get a standoff here because all these cops are like, "We're useless, but we're going to try to stop you." He's like, "I could throw your cop cars." They're like, "We'll point guns at you,"
Yeah.
and he's like, "You people and your
When our
guns.
bullets run out, we'll
gonna-
throw the guns at you.
I'm going to take all your guns and point them at you. What do you think of that?"
I don't like that very much.
Yeah, and so now Professor X is from a distance. He takes over Sabretooth. Sabretooth has his hands on Magneto's neck. And so now it's a cool standoff because Magneto's like firing a bullet and like stopping it from hitting this guy's head. Why that guy doesn't just fucking move, I don't know.
Oh, come on.
Well,
now.
that
Yeah.
and like it'd be fucking hot.
Yeah.
It would have burned his freaking skin at least.
Yeah. But also, that bullet's lead. Right?
Yeah.
Not
Yeah, not magnetic. Yep.
Well, it's not
Again.
guaranteed to be lead. It could be a lead-free bullet.
Still generally not magnetic.
Yeah. Well, it's aluminum, iron, nickel, and
Oh,
cobalt.
Wizard did it.
Yeah.
But
But
I will say though, the again getting into the stuff that bothers me is like, damn you, Xavier, because you suck at strategy.
yeah.
Because like he takes over Sabretooth, grabs his neck.
Yep.
Jean Grey takes over Toad, and they're
Yeah.
just having a nice conversation. He should have had Sabretooth grab his neck, have their conversation, have Toad fucking walk off with the girl
Well,
and drop her off in his
yeah.
car.
She tried.
She tried eventually, but I would have been
Yeah.
like, I'm just Toad. I'm doing my thing.
Yeah.
Don't look
Yeah.
at me. You
I'm
know.
doing the plan.
Yeah. By the time, like, oh, you're busy getting choked out. I'm going to be
Yeah.
over here.
I see what you
Don't
mean.
mind me.
Also, like, I know he doesn't want to kill Magneto, but I'm pretty sure if Sabretooth just sucker punched a man of that age, like, the guy's unconscious.
Oh, yeah.
And the problem's solved,
Yes.
No violence.
I guess.
Well, it's also funny because he's just like, oh, you trying to get in my head? I would have been like, oh, right.
Yeah,
Clunk.
bonk.
Here was your helmet.
Move it.
Yeah. But again, that illustrates Charles Xavier sees, what's his name, Eric, as kind of like a brother.
Yep.
and- boyfriend, brother, whatever. And he's something of a hypocrite where
Yeah.
Magneto is more important to him than the safety
Yep.
of those cops.
So, what do you call it? Now, blah, blah, blah. So Magneto gets away. What's her name shows up. Mystique shows up with a Marine One, I guess, and
Yeah,
just
it's the same helicopter from
yeah,
before.
just they fly away. Like
It's there
no
now.
one, they would know where that went.
There wouldn't
like,
be a tracker on that.
not to mention, like,
They travel in threes too, so
yeah, well,
Wizard.
because you don't know which one the president is on.
just another helicopter could have followed it. Like,
Yeah.
anything.
Just like a helicopter. You just see
Yeah.
where it's going. There's
Just-
lights and shit on it.
if people on the ground coordinated could tell where it goes. Anyway,
Yeah, you would have been tracked a long time ago. But
yeah.
What if it was like Airwolf and it's a stealth copter?
Then it would look
I mean,
like Airwolf. And
yeah.
Not just a normal ass,
Yeah.
normal helicopter.
I know.
So, now they get away, and Professor X is like, "I'm gonna go use this Cerebro to find out what's going on," and he's like, "Oh no, it's got the yucky juice in it. I passed out." Also, at this point, we also learned that the mutation caused by the machine it's radiation. It's unstable, and your body rejects it. And blobfish powers turn into I'm a puddle powers.
Yeah.
As Senator Kelly showed up at the X Mansion at this point, right when Wolverine's about to storm out, and he's like, "Damn it, I better bring him back."
So I don't remember from the second movie. Does
Yep.
the senator actually come back, or
No.
did
No.
he actually die?
Oh, he's dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just Mystique pretending to be him.
Yep.
I do believe he plays a part in the second movie, but it's Mystique the whole time. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right.
So, also at this point, the only like useful thing Cyclops does in the movie, he's like, oh, okay, he's going to take Rogue because he's going to have Rogue use his powers. I guess the machine just operates on its own. It just needs someone with magnetic powers. But yeah, so that way it's not going to kill him, because we find out also that the machine will hurt Magneto when you use it. So now they know the plan. Professor X is knocked out. Jean Grey decides she's going to go in there. While Scott like talks to the professor, while he's in his coma, and then Jean figures out that they're on Ellis Island. She figures out the plan. She gets herself a wicked headache from Cerebro, and we see Magneto and his team are infiltrating Ellis Island, and Toad just teabags a man, just straight like comes down from the air and just teabags a man.
And he
to
looks
death.
so satisfied.
Yep.
He's just like, ah.
Then propels himself off of that man to presumably do that to someone else.
Yeah.
And you're just like, well, that's the worst way to go.
It's kind of how Toad do.
Duncan D's nuts.
So now we see, the Blackbird. They get on the jet, and Wolverine. He doesn't like his new costume, and then, Cyclops is like, "What would you prefer, yellow spandex?" And
The whole audience roared with laughter.
and then we see Storm gives them gives like some fog, gives them cover coming in, and the guy's like, "Well, sounds like a storm's coming." And they arrive at the Liberty Island. You can see the machine is installed into Torch and Statue of Liberty, and they enter into the pedestal, and Mystique is hiding as the Statue of Liberty. That was her plan.
It looks bad.
Yeah.
A miniature.
Yeah, it's not.
It looks bad, and there's what are the limits of her power? I don't understand.
Probably about the same volume.
So
Yeah.
now Wolverine's
I do
fighting
like how
himself.
in this, they specifically show when she transforms, she can make clothes, but she chooses to be naked at all times.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining. I'm just.
So now, she jumps Wolverine as Wolverine, so nobody else can interfere. And then Toad's like, "All right, I guess I'll fight the other three. This can't go wrong."
That's fine.
Yeah. He like pushes Cyclops into a room and locks him in there. Jean Grey like telekinesis him, so he's stuck in midair. So he just hawks a giant loogie.
Haktua.
Yeah, he hawked to his.
Yeah.
Just spit on that thing, covers her all of her respiratory organs are phlegmed over. It's brutal.
Which, by the way, the most effective move anyone
Yeah.
uses, and he
Yes.
only does it once.
Yep. Is that like a canon move that he has?
I'm sure that must
That-
have been at some point. I don't remember it.
In D&D terms, that might be a once per day power. Like you got to build up the phlegm.
Sure.
That's his cud or whatever.
Just gonna go drink a lot of
Yeah.
milk.
Also, I don't fully remember because, as previously stated, no one could possibly care about Toad.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But yeah, that's his move on Jean Grey, and his main move to take out the other two X-Men, because he has to deal with all three, is Cyclops and Storm. Put them behind doors.
Yep.
That's it.
That's it. They're in another room.
Behind a
Not my
door.
problem.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Well, maybe
Sure.
he's thinking that's just temporary. Like I'm going to beat up this one, and then I'll let one out and beat them up.
I suppose, but you gotta move fast in that because and everyone's got to move fast in this. 'Cause
Yeah.
Cyclops takes way too long to get through this door.
I do appreciate the sass that was in this character because He's having a great time
He is.
being a bad guy.
Yeah.
John, are there any toads or frogs that have like impressive regurgitation abilities that could produce such a phlegm wad or something similar? Like the toads have the ability to like emergency eject what's in their stomach.
They do. They do have very efficient regurgitation abilities, but I don't know that they ever use it as a projectile weapon against predators.
Are frog and toad really friends?
They're the best friends.
Okay. All right.
So
I understand what you're
As
saying.
long as the wind blows through the willows.
I understand what you're saying about toads not necessarily using them as weapons, but I imagine most toads that you've come across also don't wear like sneakers or have
Yeah.
bowl haircuts. So
I know toads can shoot a sticky
Yeah,
substance.
they can. Yeah.
Toads definitely.
They'll-
And it does
they'll get
obscure
you.
airways.
Yeah, they'll
Yeah,
get
oh,
you
yeah.
right in the nostrils if you're not
Yep.
careful.
So I do like after he
you ever been on Mr. Toad's Wild Ride?
after he pushed Storm off of an elevator shaft that he was holding open with a pole, he takes the pole and does some twirly moves just to be like, I am Darth Maul.
Yeah.
Don't forget.
In case anybody wasn't sure, like, I know
that is me.
had all the makeup on.
The same actor?
Yeah.
Oh,
That-
okay.
That's
I think
Braveheart.
he's also really excited because I believe this is the first time he gets to play like a relatively human person and not be voiced by someone else.
True.
So like, he's having a grand old time.
So Scott, he just shoots his way out of his room. He rips the loogie off of Jean's face.
So he
Shoots
blasts
Yeah, he
it.
blasts it off. That's right.
That's,
Yeah.
That's some daring
Yeah, he
shit
has
right
to.
there.
He's
Can't
like,
let
I'm-
another man.
Yeah, I'm the only one who fires things at your face.
Yeah, you're not getting blasted in the mouth
Yeah.
by anyone but me.
So
Starts breathing and is like, oh, Scott, I'm definitely pregnant now. I don't know how.
I don't know
So-
who's.
Storm just cranks up her wind powers and destroys the gift shop, but blows Toad out of it. And Toad uses his tongue to attach himself to the banister.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
And that's where she says, do you know what happens to a toad that gets struck by lightning? Same thing as everything else.
And he says, "The fuck are you talking about?"
Bye.
Was that supposed to sound cool?
Gets electro fucked.
So I have a biology question for John then.
Yeah, okay.
What
Are
happens
there
to a toad?
any frogs with prehensile tongues?
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah, I was curious where that came from.
He's called Toad just because of the similarities.
Yeah.
He's
Hops
just a
around.
mutated man.
He's a hobby
Yeah.
guy.
Do
He's
whatever
a
the
leapy
fuck
man
they
with
want.
a big tongue. He doesn't, that doesn't mean he's amphibian.
Doesn't afraid of anything.
Yeah. Also,
Okay.
I don't want to, I don't want to shake your world here, but Cyclops actually has two eyes.
Wolverines
If he,
cannot actually heal their bodies immediately.
If he doesn't take a shower, though, for a while, Toad does get covered in a mucus covering.
And he
if he
does
lets-
have boils and things like
Yeah, if he lets that grow for a while, he'll hibernate through the
Yeah,
whole
it traps
winter.
water in.
Yeah,
It's
he
actually
can freeze and he'll
pretty
be
great.
fine. Anyway,
He also carries his eggs in his back. Anyway,
I do
Oh,
like that
God,
Mystique
gross.
was like, I'm going to grow claws because I can do that. And Wolverine's like, can you grow these claws?
no, I cannot.
It just cuts through some part of her and she screams in pain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like she should be missing fingers.
Yeah.
Like when she turns back. Like,
Or so, at
something
least,
came off
yeah,
of her.
Yeah.
at least have shorter hair.
Yeah.
Something. Well, I mean, if she put a cell phone in her breast pocket and you're telling me it went either into her chest or into somewhere else, then her hair can become claws on her hands. It's only fair.
What do you think you're gonna do with those claws? Like, they're just made out of meat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, they
Oh,
could
so
be
what do you think
bone.
you're going to do to Wolverine with fisticuffs?
Yeah. Yeah, I imagine her claws are probably more effective if she didn't choose to fight Wolverine.
Yeah.
but-
Yeah, it's like you know that he's made of metal or whatever. Like
Yeah.
you've seen that.
Rabbit has a beak.
So now she runs off, and now Wolverine, he comes back to find the others, and he finds Storm, who's like, we got to find the others, blah blah blah. Wolverine just stabs her. Just, I guess he knew what she
could
smelled
smell,
like.
yeah,
Yeah.
Otherwise, he was just like, I don't care about killing my own teammates to get to you. Like,
Oops.
No, he
I'll airlock a
specifically-
few people to find some
He
Cylons. I
specifically
don't
says
care.
the person is close, and then she says something about getting to the team, and he's like,
Yeah.
"One problem, you're not part of the team."
Yep. So you think Mystique's dead, and you're like, that kind of sucks. I like that character. But don't worry, Wolverine claws, I guess, that doesn't kill her.
Yeah, where she got stabbed would have been like right in the center of the chest, probably among the worst places to get skewered.
I mean, yeah, but who knows? Maybe she can move her organs around.
Yeah.
I don't know, you know.
Yeah.
It's like for in the new Deadpool, somehow telepathy and telekinesis let you heal bullet wounds real fast.
That was more than that.
Oh.
That character had the ability to actually manipulate reality to a degree.
Oh, I didn't see. It didn't make that clear.
Yeah,
at all.
All that character's complicated, and there's
Yeah.
not enough time in that movie to make all that clear. But anyway.
So, all right. Now they all go into Torch, and Magneto, the Statue of Liberty torch to stop the machine, and Magneto's just like, I don't got time for any of you. Binds them all up with pieces of metal. Takes Scott's visor, points his face at Jean Grey, makes Wolverine point his claws at himself, and
Yeah, right into his chest.
then Cyclops is like, Storm, hit him with lightning, and he's like, we're in a copper conductor, and
Don't you live in a school?
Yeah, don't think about using your power in any other way.
No.
That's right. She only has the one power.
Yeah. Not like, if I have to, I will make an earthquake and collapse this whole statue to stop your machine.
Like freeze it so the
Yeah.
copper becomes brittle, or
We live in a copper conductor. Shooting it with lightning. Well, that would not be a good idea. I thought you lived at a school. Well, the school told me half the shit you move, you shouldn't be able to move. So
Yeah.
He used a tornado to suck him out of the
the
Yeah.
school
enclosure.
teaches me how to make.
Yeah, that's
roses
true. He's
out
like,
of
we're
ice.
all
I don't
bound to the wall.
Yeah.
So if there's a hurricane in here, it's going to suck
Fuck
to
'em.
be you.
Also, by the way, she probably could focus it around his head just so he couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
But I do like it. The start of this scene is like Wolverine tells like everybody, you need to get out of here, and they're like, why? And he's like, because I can't move.
Yeah, that
It's
is
just
cool
immediately just
beginning.
Blah.
What you call it? So now Magneto goes up to Rogue, and he's going to start the machine. He starts touching on her, and she's absorbing his shit. And Wolverine's like, I got a plan.
Sounds worse than it is.
Sounds like my marriage.
Wolverine's got a plan. He's like, I'm just going to stab myself and cut myself out of the wall.
Yeah, why not?
And it works. And Sabretooth's like, that just happened? That guy just kill himself? And then Wolverine's like, I
He's
got
not
healing
that smart.
powers.
I didn't know my brother could do that or had those powers. My brother that I was raised with
Yeah.
on a farm.
I
in
didn't
his
know he could do
17
that.
years.
Or, I'm sorry, did the script say I did know he could do that?
I don't know.
What am I in this?
Am I a werewolf?
Am
or
I his
not?
brother?
Yeah.
Am I his teammate? Do I have his powers? I don't know.
So
Do
now
I just growl?
the Statue of Liberty
Weapon X mean anything to anyone? No?
loses this fight as Sabretooth and Wolverine are fighting on top of the Statue of Liberty's head. And at the same time, Magneto and Rogue are having a funny face-making contest as special effects are being drawn all over them.
This is where I was firmly asleep.
You should have seen what we inserted into John.
I can show you. It's still there.
Yeah. John's like, I'm not giving this back. This is mine now. So they work as a team and combine their powers because, like, Wolverine throws the visor and Jean Grey telekinesis it while Storm blows Sabretooth and
Okay.
blows him against the wall or something.
Joe, what?
And, yeah.
Is this how you phrased everything in the
Uses
last
her
of your
w-
notes here?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I used concise language.
Sucking and blowing.
Yeah, sometimes she uses her wind powers to propel him into a position where
blasts him.
he cannot move, whereas Cyclops opens his eyes when Jean Grey tells him to, and he uses his optic blast to blast him through the wall, blowing him out of the statue.
Concussing him to death
Yep.
with his eyes.
So now Sabretooth falls through a boat, and He's probably fine, but he's probably just like, I'm done.
Yeah,
I can't get back up.
for a few minutes.
Yeah. I'm just going to take this boat and go.
Well, I think this is the last we see of him. So
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but
But he's got a healing factor too, so he's fine.
he's just like, I don't want to be part of this anymore. So now they're like, we got to combine our powers as a team to get Wolverine up there. So Rogue's like, I could throw him with, or not Rogue, Storm's like, I could throw him with a tornado, but I can't control it very well. But Jean's like, I could kind of hold you steady. So they throw him up to top of the machine, and Magneto's just like, you're made of metal. I'm gonna stop you.
Although, as was rightly pointed out, at this point he had given his powers to Rogue.
Right.
So he shouldn't have been able to do anything to
He's just
interfere.
that badass.
Yeah, he's got some power.
Yeah, the badass power of an 80-year-old man with no healing factor.
And, you know, Cyclops is finally like, I get to do a thing. And he finally, after like being told no a bunch of times, takes his shot and blasts Magneto right in the back. Should have just blown Magneto apart, but,
Yeah.
you know.
Just hit him in the head, man.
Yeah, Magneto collapses. He's out.
yeah,
Wolverine is free. He rips the machine apart.
yeah. More importantly, I'm surprised even just hitting him in the back with that didn't send him into that
Yeah.
thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
and
He
just
would've been
tore him
dead.
apart.
That would have been a cool death.
He's like legit a seniorist of senior citizens.
So the energy wave stops before it hits the UN summit. And
lawn.
the X-Men fuck off. Magneto is left there. Wolverine touches Rogue so that she gets to heal. She wakes up, but Wolverine is now in a coma. So that's how, you know, we get to transition to a new scene. Because it's Wolverine, not the X-Men. And, yeah.
Yeah, anytime Wolverine's not on the screen, you should be asking yourself, "Where's Wolverine?"
Yeah.
We haven't seen Wolverine.
So we cut to the scene where Wolverine and the Professor wake up back at the X mansion, and
Did we?
we see that Mystique did pretend to be a security guard to get medical attention.
Just to get any kind of attention.
Yeah, because just being a blue Rebecca Romaine isn't going to do it.
No.
Yeah,
Like, you're a mutant. You tried to kill a bunch of people. It's weird, but I get it. Then you became a senator for a while,
Turning into
and
a
that's something.
middle-aged security guard was how she kept herself from getting too
Yeah.
much attention.
I get that. But you stuck around to get Employee of the Month. I gotta ask, what the fuck?
hey, I take pride in my work here. You know, why do something if you're only going to half-ass it?
And where is
So-
Ernie anyway?
Oh, I killed that dude.
Oh, damn.
But let's be honest, like, me being here is better than Ernie anyway.
Yeah, you really were an upgrade. And you'll be great
So-
at this.
So,
But it's
so
the gas chamber for you.
it's like, little do you know, I got this canister of experimental internet gas, and I'll just email myself out of here.
God.
Anyway, so now Professor X and Wolverine wake up. Professor X tells them about Alkali Lake, and you know, he's got to go up there to find his past. There's an abandoned military complex up there. We see Senator Kelly is now Mystique, and suddenly he's like, I fucked up.
Yeah,
Mutant
love
Registration
these
Act
mutants,
bad.
man. Love
Total.
these
Yeah,
mutants.
can't. Let's not do
Wait.
this anymore. Ignore me.
Also, just a quick recap. That means for
Recrap.
the recap, yeah, for the people on the outside, like the average people in the world, Senator Kelly railing against mutants. Like, he hates them. He wants them all to die. Then one day he takes a naked dive out into the ocean.
Yep.
Comes out on the beach. Is like, I'm a changed man. Never mind.
Yeah.
Mutants are awesome.
That's right. Had my rebirth.
No questions.
But that's a good way of writing him out, because they pretty much probably just voted him out of the Senate and like, this guy's not competent anymore.
It's like, well, I've seen his cock and balls, so I think I'm going to vote against this time.
So now Rogue apparently has picked up a streak in her hair from her ordeal. She's like, I kind of like it. She says bye to Wolverine. He's like, he gives her his dog tag so that she'll come. I mean, he'll come back for him so that she knows he's coming back. And what you call it? He steals Cyclops' motorcycle and drives off. And then the movie ends with Magneto and Professor X playing chess in a plastic prison, seemingly held up by like a metal support in a metal room. Yeah.
I don't know that.
True.
It's held up by fishing wire.
Mm,
This is also when we're watching this now. Like, I remember thinking, oh, that's cool with the plastic stuff. And then watching this now, I'm just like, why isn't he just in a cement basement?
mm-hmm.
The cement usually has rebar reinforcements in it.
Yeah, maybe.
That's what gives it its strength.
Yeah.
Why hasn't he just been executed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, that's it. Basically, like he's like, I'm gonna get out of here eventually, and I'm gonna continue my war. And Professor X is like, I'll be there to stop you. And,
What I've done.
Oh, God.
this was before it was fashionable to Linkin Park the end of your movie.
Also, this is a somewhat respectable movie, at least, and not fucking Transformers.
The end.
It's over. And this is before you even.
No post credits.
Yeah.
No Sam.
Oh,
Jackson.
did you mention Stan Lee at least was in it when?
Yeah.
Okay, you guys mentioned it. Cool.
Yeah. Excelsior. He doesn't even say anything. Doesn't he?
Well, he's looking at an 80-year-old dog.
I mean, you should think he'd be used to that.
Yeah, it's not the first time.
Yeah.
I've seen mine.
Yeah.
Every
Day
day.
for him.
Yeah, but in fairness, like you've seen your dick every day. If an 80-year-old,
I have not. I just see my stomach.
true, actually, that is true. You're like, that's a bad example. Anyone who's not us sees their dick every
I
day.
can still see my
Yeah,
dick. Thank you.
and then. But if another naked man walked in here, you wouldn't really have a lot to say.
I would say, get the fuck out.
Yeah, that'd be basically it.
How many 80-year-old dicks do I need to see today?
None.
That's X-Men.
Yeah.
Tony just gave Rob a look like,
All right.
kill me.
Joe, what'd you think of X-Men? Again?
Well, what did Rotten
know.
Mutant Powers think
I was
about
waiting
it?
for this
Rotten
guy.
mutant powers.
I was waiting for you to stop with the nonsense and ask.
Never.
So on RottenTomatoes.com, currently this has a critic score of 82% and an audience score of 83%.
That's pretty close.
Yeah, it's very accurate. What did you think, John? Seem to have thoughts about this.
Yeah, I mean,
John, you like to think.
Yeah,
I like,
I wouldn't go that far.
You slept through some.
yeah, I mean, I don't have too much bad to say about the movie, other than I did fall asleep. So I don't know whether that's a product of having seen this several times before.
Probably.
You're a tired boy that worked hard today.
Yeah, I did work hard today. I work hard every day. But
You deserve a snack and a drink.
yeah. But yeah, overall, this was like the true birth of the superhero genre as we know it today. Superhero movie. I definitely do recommend it. I would give it a solid probably a B plus.
Mhm.
There could have been some better stuff, but it was overall good.
All right. Joe.
Solid B. It's fine. I mean, especially knowing what happens to this franchise. Like, I assumed this movie was terrible because I remember the other terrible movies, and then I guess I just projected it backwards. And I remembered always thinking that X2 was the good movie and the first one wasn't that good. But watching this one now, I'm like, it's fine. It's a fine movie. It does the characters well enough. Again, I'd want more love for Cyclops, but no biggie. I wish it wasn't from Wolverine's perspective. I wish it was a true team movie and he was just I wish we met the X-Men through Rogue and Rogue Alone. And then
That would have been interesting.
yeah, and then we Wolverine was just a guy on the team, but I understand why he wasn't. So overall, it's fine. I really like the cast. The special effects were a little questionable, but it was what 98 or whatever or 2000.
2000.
Yeah, it's fine. So yeah, I give it a solid B. I enjoyed it.
Okay. Brick.
So I've never really gotten into the X-Men. I never really got the idea behind it, especially when I realized they were part of the same Marvel universe. But taking all of that bias off the table, I agree with Joe. It's a fine movie. I'd give it a solid B. It's entertaining. I was fine with the one-liners, even though they were kind of corny. They were done well. I liked the fight scenes. It's fine.
Rob.
Yeah, fines all around. It's fine. It's a B. Like, there have been better. There have been a lot worse. Coming as somebody who, I like the X-Men as a concept, but I don't know that much about them as in reality. It's like, yeah, okay, there's some cool characters. Yeah, it's fine. Fine.
Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty much in the same spot. I think the Rotten Tomato score is fairly accurate. It's a good movie, but it is also obviously the starter movie. Like, it is, it has some of those growing pains, which I think a lot of them do get better with X2. Like some pacing and some action scenes and stuff, and Hugh Jackman does get better into the character. Although, yeah, I'm with you, and I wish we had focused a bit more on the team aspect and less on just Wolverine. But that's, it is what it is. It's a good movie, and like most of the problems with it are because of its the timing and the level of effects, because it was 2000. That's the best you were gonna get and things like that. But overall, I would recommend it. So I think we're all in agreement on that's a recommend for X-Men.
Yeah.
All right.
X-Men.
We all recommend X-Men.
Sure.
X-Men is a recommendation.
Yeah.
Think it's Tony's turn to roll the next movie we watch. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba.
Is that time for the D20 of Fate?
I got internet gassed again. Did we all give it a B?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds about.
Got any predictions, Tony?
I predict I will be disappointed. All right, that's a 4.
Mr. B Natural.
Ooh, maybe. Okay.
Isn't that a 1 or a 20?
The Man Who Killed Hitler and Then the Bigfoot.
What?
I don't know what this is.
What?
I don't know how it ended up on
I
the
have
list.
not heard of this.
I have, but I did not.
2018.
Yeah.
What the hell?
So that's what we're watching.
Yay.
Yay.
What the hell is that?
Don't know,
It's a movie.
but there you go. So
I'm pretty sure that was thrown on there by Will's recommendation.
okay.
I see Sam Elliott
Oh, there you go.
and like no one else.
All right. So it's just Sam Elliott alone in the woods.
I mean, well, there are other people, but no one I've heard of.
Having a bad epileptic fit.
All right. Well,
Oh boy.
well, everybody, that's what we've got going on. So, if you want to hear us talk about The Man Who Killed Hitler and Then the Bigfoot, join us next time
Oh
I would understand if you don't.
for another wild ride through.
I love most of the members at this table quickly looking through their phone at information on this movie
Yep.
and rapidly deciding they are not available for the next recording.
A legendary American war veteran is recruited to hunt a mythical creature.
Okay.
Tony, you know what though? You were right. You were disappointed.
Okay, but if we're being real about it, wouldn't it be like, okay, isn't Hitler the man that killed Hitler?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then Hitler would be the one that goes and kills Bigfoot.
Or
that movie I
is he?
watched. Or did he?
The Allied powers did make a decision not to try to kill Hitler because they determined
Also-
he was doing more harm than good.
Brick. That's a secret cat. I'm always disappointed.
Oh, okay.
Guys, see you next time.
Adios.
Hello.
Bye-bye, bub. Good night, everybody.
Yes.
Hey everybody, thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed the episode, please subscribe, and if possible, leave a review. If you have questions, comments, or would like to sponsor an episode, email us at the4ampodcast@gmail.com. And if you want to support the show, you can buy a t-shirt, hoodie, and more at Teespring. Or gain access to exclusive content by becoming a patron at patreon.com/4ampodcast. Thanks again for listening. See you next time.